Happy New Year!
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to Fate's End, a homebrew Dungeons & Dragons game driven by Fate. I will be your tale weaver for the evening. We have a lot of announcements to go through, so let me get into it ASAP. Before we do that, I want to shout out all the beautiful people in chat who are gifting subs and resubbing. Thank you, Danielle Lenoir. I want to make sure to thank you right away because I know you don't stick to the end of the stream, and I want to make sure that I thank you because we love you. And we want to make sure that you are thanked properly. So thank you for the resub, Mac with the gifted sub to add Major 79. Thank you so much for that, and welcome to the craziness that is Fate's End. Let's get into our announcements. Let's go ahead and shout out Tabletop Audio at tabletopaudio.com for the ambiance and music that we use from time to time. All of this audio is amazing and completely free to use in your own game, so please consider supporting Tim on Patreon so he can continue to make amazing sound sets. We currently support Tim, and we encourage you to do so as well. We'll put a link to his website in chat. Also, if you're listening to the beautiful twinkling birds in the background, this sound set was made by Tim. So yeah. We also want to shout out Joint Chiropractic. With all the stress of fighting monsters, even adventurers need adjustments to keep the magic flowing. Visit one of the Joint Chiropractic's 700 nationwide clinics, where they aim to provide affordable and convenient chiropractic care to all communities. We're sitting at the desk all day. Let's make sure our spines are working right, guys. Answer the call to adventure and get your first examination, consultation, and adjustment for only $29. We also want to shout out our partner, Nine Realms Gaming. They create top-notch gaming accessories from the finest woods this realm has to offer. Visit ninerealmsgaming.com and use our exclusive partner code LIAR10 to get 10% off. And we also want to shout out Mithril Armory. They create unique tabletop RPG items for everyone to enjoy on their adventures. You can grab their 1020. Everyone knows it. They got it. You can grab their 1020 on their website. And you can also grab D&D graphic tees on their website now at mithrilarmory.com. We're also giving away tonight one of their 1020s, so super exciting. So I'm actually going to open up that giveaway right now. We will announce the winner when we return from break, but I'm going to go ahead and open that up now. Let's see. Boop.
Why are we giving away a 1020,
Well,
Lauren?
hold on. I will get to that in a second. I have notes on that too. Hold on, wait. We're giving away a 1020 because they just launched their Kickstarter, Dragonheart Hollow Copper Dragon Dice for D&D and tabletop RPGs. You can back at any level, but back ASAP within the first 48 hours, which is happening right now still, and they'll include one of their 1020s, their foldable, beautiful foldable metal dice that has been displayed by my beautiful cast members on screen for each Dragonheart dice that you purchase. And Danny will drop that beautiful link in chat as well. And yeah, so yes, go get some. They're gorgeous. You have to go check them out. At least look at them. They're so. Oh, Danny's got them. They're so pretty.
I had to go run and get them. Okay, so yes, they're like this beautiful gold metal hollow dice, and these
they're
are the
metal dice.
Actually. Mm-hmm.
They're so pretty.
They're very glittery.
You want to say
have silver. Obsidian gold. They have a lot of colors. Okay, go Deanna.
I just visited their Kickstarter page and they're at about twice their initial goal right now. So get in on it now. Go now. They're killing it.
Shout out to Sirenscape for the ambient sounds, music, and their online player that we use on stream. We do use their sound sets from time to time. And then if you backed our Kickstarter Stargazer's Guide to Aurora, if you didn't get the chance to back our Kickstarter Stargazer's Guide to Aurora, it's dropping on DriveThruRPG this Friday and on our website. So get excited, get ready to adventure in the world of Aurora, and we will share that with you guys on Friday. Last huge big announcement, Short Rest is returning this Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So join us this Friday. I believe Daniel and James are going to be playing some Elden Ring. They're going to be dying a lot.
Okay, so maybe not a lot, but a little bit for sure. So what we're doing is so James and I actually, we're going to be making some of the weapons and monsters from Elden Ring and like converting them over to 5e. And so we're going to be showing off some of that content and some of the things that we're making. Those you can find, you'll be able to find that on our Twitter and on some of our other socials in the coming weeks. So James and I are kind of doing that together. So we'll be playing a lot of Elden Ring and show you the cool things and giving you inspiration for your players and monster fights moving forward. So,
Right. You can go and don't forget to follow us on social media if you haven't. You can use Command Socials or Command FateCast to follow us all individually on social media. However, I think that's all we got. I know there's a lot of announcements to get through. I believe Samson is recapping us from the last episode of Fate's End. Yes. So, with that being said, the time has come. Let's draw our cards for tonight's episode of Fate's End.
hey there. Didn't know you were coming to dinner? How'd you get in here anyway? You know what? It's not important. Us? Oh, we're here on purpose, funny enough. Let me tell you about it. It was actually the Queen's idea.
What now? Are we going to Elrix's or are we what's Queen? What we doing?
As much as I don't want to, we should probably address Helianthos.
Okay.
If we do that, it'll give everyone time to spread the word on what we did.
That's true.
We don't have any sense of it. We could go to the barracks right away, but we don't need that.
We could, but it would mean losing more lives than necessary.
Prepare for whatever Elrixis is gonna do when she finds out what we did to her house.
She'll probably cry. Maybe.
You think she can?
We were all dead tired, so we went back to the manor for the night. Ludin borrowed some of Thalen's clothes and dressed up that cursed doll. You'd think for someone so careful, he'd notice a cursed object when he saw one. Anyway, I took some time the next morning to talk with Prey. She always has the best questions.
And how are you being home?
Honestly,
Of course.
not really enjoying it as much as I thought I would. If I can be honest.
Huh? This is a very big place to be all alone.
Yeah. Now that there's people in it everywhere, I just looking at it and I don't know, it makes me think about what it was like before, and I don't know, it just doesn't it doesn't feel right with everyone here, and it doesn't feel right back then either. But both things were wrong. Somehow. When it comes to the manor, the only thing I'm sure of is that it's not mine anymore. At least Prey's family can make use of it. Maybe it'll be a summer home or a getaway of sorts. Anyway, Asperis and Akron caught up too. With the Helianthus meeting on its way, it makes sense that she go to Akron for advice.
Why don't you think that you're the type of person that your mother would want you to be? Is it because you want to your dad, or?
Maybe. I think she would want me to be at peace. She liked to, sit out in the flowers and watch the bees and write poetry, and I want to. There is something angry in me that I cannot quite... But I'm going to use it, to make sure that people like you can still exist.
Akron's a strong one to lean on. He has an awful lot of perspective for someone so young. I suppose that was kind of the theme of the day. I was acquiring my own perspective when it came to Finn, and I decided it was time to bury the hatchet. But that couldn't be done without Fallon's help. I was gonna ask you, do you want to sleep inside? Like, would that be better for you? Like, instead of sleeping outside?
I mean, I would, but I kind of throw up everywhere when I go in there.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think that's because I don't think Fallon's forgiven you. And so if you wanted to, we could go talk to him real quick and you guys could come inside. You want to do that? Finn is a heartbreaking man. He exists only in the extremes. If you hate Finn, and Finn is easy to hate, he squirms and he pouts and he's a funny one to watch falter. But if you love Finn, and make no mistake, I love Finn very much, there's no one easier to forgive. Fallon just didn't know that yet. I'm gonna open up the book. I'm gonna pull out the quill. I'm gonna write, "Stop being mean to Finali. He's my friend. He didn't do anything wrong." I'm gonna tear out a piece of the book, like the top half of the page, and you can see that like half the pages in the book are missing, torn out in various pieces. And I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna put it in the stone on top, and then I'm gonna cast Produce Flame, and I'm gonna burn it, and burn the message and send it on top of Fallon's grave. Speaking of Fallon, when we left, Ludin was wearing one of Fallon's more dashing outfits. He was just a hair short in the arms, but it was close enough to stir images long forgotten.
He has on like this deep blue long jacket, and on the end of it, it has the little frills and white things on it, and then he also has the little frill, like a little ascot kind of thing as well. On the jacket, he also has like a little undershirt on, and all of that is put together with like, so it has like some gold buttons going down like all the way down the jacket, and the belt that he has on is black, but it's like one of the huge belts that you put on and has a huge buckle on it, and it's the same kind of pants-ish. They kind of match all the way down, and they also have frills at the very bottom of them too.
When we arrived at Helionthl's estate, we found some locals spreading rumors that were blatantly untrue. They were slanderous to our queen, and someone had to set them straight. Akron took the floor, and wouldn't you know it, he's a bit of a storyteller.
And the story of how Muriel the Brave once was a slave, he'll start off like that, right? She spent days planning her escape until the day came that Queen Praeria and her band of silent warriors came and empowered the people. And Muriel knew that now was the only chance that she had, and that her time had finally come. And how finally she used the knowledge of the estate and all of that time that she spent planning to not only help Queen Prey sack the estate, but also made sure that every single servant got out completely safe. And Muriel's a real person. You can go find her.
Once the record was straight, several of us went inside for an audience with Helianthus. Immediately the vibes were just awful, and as you can see now, we have dinner reservations. But I think most of Esperice's worst fears were confirmed. This man is not our friend.
The yellow carnation has returned home, and he talks about how Esperice used to play with buttercups as a child and that they suit her well. That sounds very sweet. But given your understanding of nature, you know that buttercups are often a flower that you might like as a child, and therefore are associated with childish, infancy, immaturity. And they're silly flowers. They represent ingratitude and childish behavior and unfaithfulness, and they aren't classy flowers as they are invasive and a prolific weed.
Half his army already marches to join Elrix's. The only faith I have in this dinner lies with Helianthus' obligation to hospitality. But I sense a trap to avoid even the oldest laws of our land. Worst comes to worst, we're getting them out of here. And Ariel too.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
All right, we return to this. We return to our session as you all are kind of filed into this conservatory guest house of sorts. It has this kind of attached greenhouse with a sunroom. And the greenhouse of this guest house is indeed filled with buttercups. It's comfortable, with a kitchenette, living room with a fireplace and 3 small bedrooms. You watch a few of the guards pace beside the glass of the greenhouse sunroom section, and every window is guarded with 2 guards posted at each. You see Esperise kind of stalk off, and you smell burning timber before she returns to meet with you all. And you have a moment here to converse amongst yourselves, if you wish, as you've returned from that initial conversation with Helianthus and Esperise's initial meeting with him.
Esperise is going to start casting message for all of these conversations. We're going to stand in a circle and silently stare at each other and point our fingers so that we can't be overheard. So, that could have gone better. Does this, do you think, change our plans in any way?
Well, it's not like there's been any violence against us yet, at least not blatantly. So I don't think we should really give him a reason to do the same to us, you know?
But I agree. I mean, from my point of view, our goals here are kind of two-tiered. If we are to face a dinner tonight, it feels there's a 75 to 85% chance that we are going to have some kind of dinner with Helianthus. Our primary goal is to try to reach out to his military and the people that he has gathered and try to convince them of our cause and hope that they might join us. More of a stretch goal is to convince Helianthus himself. I don't know if that's something that we can depend on. So if we aim our efforts to his people, we might still have some benefit from this evening. Yes?
Can we get a message to Luden and Akron?
Do that, yeah. What should I say?
Good. Well, we're still going with the plan. Yes?
Yes.
It is just now more difficult.
Right. Okay. Anything else?
I think it'd be great if they could be like, maybe on standby, like if they could find out like where the dining room window is. You know, perhaps something. Be close by.
They already know we're surrounded, so they're probably out there like freaking out. We should probably let them know. Okay. Luden, we are going to be still doing the dinner, so don't like attack or anything.
Wait, what? I thought you're surrounded. You're gonna.
Well, technically we are surrounded because we're in like a greenhouse and there's a bunch of guards around, but we're still gonna go to the dinner.
Is you doing sending or is this something else?
Is this
no. This is the Kalishtar thing.
Well, you have to actually see.
I think they set it up last session.
Oh, so they gotta see me?
It's still visible. It's still line of sight though.
It has to be
Okay.
that one.
You don't have to maintain sight. You have to see them when you first. I've played a Kalashtar too. I'm gonna backseat this whole thing. You have to see them when you establish the mind link. I don't think you have to see them the whole time. I think. Don't make those eyebrows at me.
I'll know in just a second. Hang on.
Because I was about to say, things will change exponentially.
Otherwise, as long as they're not more than 200 feet away, I can message them the same thing.
Just have to do it in a very choppy version of still dinner. Don't attack.
Oh, we're talking about mind linked, right? Mind link. You can speak telepathically to any creature you can see, provided the creature is within 10 feet, 10 times your level. Number of feet equal to 10 times your level. So in this case, 130 feet, any creature you can see.
Yeah, so we can't see him, so.
So what we doing?
I will message the exact same information that Finn is saying right now.
What is the range on message?
I believe it's 200 something feet.
I have it too.
It's 120 feet.
That's way too far away. If you remember when you first made it to the entrance of the gate, there was a long pathway leading up to the estate that was at least 300 feet.
I am Zodiac connected with Luden, so I can cast Sending and do the exact same thing. And I don't have to see him, and it's any range forever and always.
Okay.
Yeah. So do I start hearing Samson's voice in my head?
You just hear
I mean,
hey bud, you okay?
All the voices in my head.
Don't listen to the voices. I'm the only voice you need to hear.
Cynthia, I'm trying. Okay, so I can speak back, correct?
You have 25 words to respond.
Ha! I will get Esperice's brother. Don't die. Remember the rules. Signal me.
What was that word?
Signal me.
Oh, signal. I thought you said strignomy. I was like, what the heck is that?
Don't forget, Strignomia.
If danger, good luck.
Luden says that he's going to get Avriel. He's going to go try and find him anyway. Have any of us seen him since we got him?
Yeah, we did. Well, I did. Frey, you did too, didn't you?
Yes, just a moment.
He was on the 3rd floor. He looked really scared, but I didn't want to say anything because I figured that might distract Esperice from what she was doing at the moment.
We also don't want someone to know we have other goals.
Well, if we are here on a mission of peace, which is our mission statements currently, then it makes sense that our humans are not with us, considering my father's feelings on that race.
Lauren, how many more words did I have?
You had I think 10.
Use the orb. I need it. That will be the end.
Watch everyone get one. I think the orb is something that we got last week.
Yeah, it's that little black thing. I have no idea who has the magic items, but Luda doesn't have them, so.
No idea what we're talking about. Loon said something about an orb. And what was that? Do we think everyone will be at dinner?
I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you think he looked scared?
Well, it might be because he was magically dragged here and is trapped within his own home with one of the worst creatures to ever live. But I'm beginning to think that maybe why he gave my father his name might be because, especially if my father knows who I am, maybe it was some kind of deal he made for me, in which case me even being here is just fucking it up, but I don't know. I don't know. All we can do now is continue forward with the plan that we have and try not to fail. All we have to do is not fail. Yeah?
Aria's gonna take Esprice's hand and give it a very tight squeeze. We're going to be fine.
We can do difficult things.
That we can. How long will he keep us here?
I don't know. Well, not it depends how long it takes the ones outside to try to go get Avriel, I suppose. And then we harp sound.
Is roughly half an hour passes.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Do I know anything about the Fae and how command over a household is exchanged? Like, do we think this is this like a system where people just choose who's in power? Is it like, does it go to the next of kin? Like, do I know anything about how power is processed and changed? Like, if I don't know. Let's imagine that Helianthus got disintegrated in 20 minutes. What then happens to like his commanding officers and the people? Is it like does his general fall in charge, or like who's in charge after that?
It would be the next, like it would be like the next line in his bloodline. So it would be Avriel.
Interesting.
So I'm armed with that knowledge. I'm going to say, I think our plan can work very well, as long as we are trying to get his army and all these things. But I do think it would be wise to, if we offer these soldiers, these officers, these people who are have such a sense of duty, the opportunity to betray Helianthus, I think it would be wise if we gave them somewhere to go, something that's very familiar. And that could be Praeria, to bring them into her service, but I think Avriel might be the better choice to ask them to follow him. Is that an option?
Finn was telling me that Avriel has his popularity with those who have been mistreated by Helianthus. Those who are very loyal to Helianthus and think that he works in their best interests don't like Avriel so much, but those who have been mistreated by him or know that he is mistreating them tend to quite like Avriel. If I can be... I don't mean to sound bloodthirsty, but a bit of my plan is, or I don't want to call it a plan, it's more of a daydream, is we go in, we discuss with the officers, we reveal to the officers the amount of danger that they are in from Elrixis, that their lord is not protecting them from because of his own ego, and how his actions are fucking them all over. The army is like, oh, that's not great. Helianthus inevitably attacks us or does something to make himself the bad guy. We disintegrate him and we make my brother, if he wants it, of course, because I don't know if he has aspirations of political power, but he could at least be some kind of ornamental figurehead, maybe something. But it is important to me to not put his military in too much danger. I would assume that they don't know how Helianthus is truly behaving. They follow him because they believe he is a wise military tactician, yes?
Yes, I suppose.
It's what we got to assume, and even then we need them.
So how would we get them to see that he's not what they think he is? It's only our word against someone that they trust.
Anyone who would choose Alrexis over you is a fool. And the sooner they realize that, the better. I think Esperis has a plan to show them that, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it would be wise. I think this is going to be a very delicate situation. It's already going to be politically charged, and there's going to be a lot of tensions, and it would be unwise for us to act out of turn, because once we break the terms of hospitality, we'll be subject to whatever punishments Helianthus can conjure up. Should we have some sort of code word or like signal for when things go bad? Like something someone would say, and then at that point we know what time to FSU, for lack of a better term.
To what?
FSU. To fuck shit up.
Oh, okay.
How about marshmallow?
I do love good small.
All right. And then... Oh, go ahead. Oh. Just before this happened, Prey wanted to walk over to the... What were they in here? Dandelions? Buttercups?
Buttercups.
Cool. She will kill all of the buttercups.
How do you do that?
She just walks over and are they like on the walls, on the floors?
It's like a conservatory. Like they're like garden pots and like there's a section kind of like lining the glass window, and it's just filled with pots of buttercups.
Cool. She'll just go through and like run her fingers over them, and they will shrivel and die.
And you just kind of like very gladiator walking through the field of wheat, just running your hands over, and it's a little bit terrifying. As you watch Prearia's hands and fingers brush against the tops of these fat flowers, and they just kind of like shrivel in on themselves and fall over the edges. And although buttercups are beautiful, this conservatory looks a lot less flowery. It looks kind of creepy now.
Hey, what are you doing? I thought we were supposed to get on his good side. I don't know if that's the best way to do that.
I just thought maybe a little change. And in their place will grow rows of orange lilies and black dahlias, deep red as blood.
You looked those up, didn't you?
I did. Julieta wants to talk in flower language. We can talk back. And she's going to make a little crown. Going to make a crown of the dahlias and the lilies, and she's going to put it on Esperisa's head. I think he needs to know that a lot of things have changed. Don't you?
Esperise in her time at Temple was a crown weaver who worked with flowers, so Esperise would know exactly what these meant. I, Deanna, don't. I imagine patricide is...
Yeah. Hatred, pride, disdain, and contempt. And the dahlias symbolize evil, dishonesty, and betrayal.
Esperise will touch her hand to the petals and turn to face Prearia. You can watch this transition happen to her where it almost, for a moment, it looks like she's going to cry or show you a large emotion, and just the utter, "Thank you so much. Those who should be punished will be punished."
This gives her a smile.
I'm just gonna lean over to Samson and be like, "They're a bit scary."
Yup. Sure.
Black dahlias are really pretty though. Like they are a very intimidating flower. If you guys, those of you in chat and want to Google that, they are a very intimidating looking flower. So about
Google this Black Dahlia. That is a murder victim from the 60s.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, make sure to put make sure to put Black Dahlia flower. Thank you, Deanna, for that. Otherwise, you're gonna find strange murder pictures. About an hour-ish passes, and there is a single knock at the door. Just a very...
I'll go answer it.
Marshmallow. No.
All right, Finn. You go to answer the door, and you open and find 4 guards, the 2 that are guarding the entrance, and 2 that are escorting a familiar face. Avriel. He doesn't look up. His eyes remain down, muscles in his neck clenched. In his arms, he holds a neat pile of clothing out to you.
Oh, thank you.
He doesn't look up again, and he just says, Commander Alianthus presents the finest silks of the summer court for you all to don during tonight's feast.
Thank you.
Avriel will hear in his head,
"You okay?"
His eyes just kind of flicker, and he kind of glances up at you, and then glances at his side. You get the sense with your passive insight, he's not sure. He doesn't recognize the fact that you spoke to him in his head. He thinks you said it out loud. But he does look up at that point, and he doesn't say anything. But you get the sense that he didn't realize you said it in his head. So you can say it again if you wish.
So yeah, Finn looking him in the eye without moving his lips will...
Are you okay?
His jaw kind of clenches a little bit, and he you can see with your passive insight, he's frantically trying to find words that he can use. And he says back to you in his head, "The garden has thorns. A deal keeps the wolf from harming the carnation, and the chimney keeps you here. Go." And then he says out loud, "You will have a table prepared for you all, but asks that Queen Prearia sit beside him this evening and He accepts the apologies that have been offered and hopes to remedy this mess by showing a united front.
All right.
And Finn will turn and kind of like go back to the group with the silks. And we'll relay that I might need it in like chat or something. Did everyone get to write it down okay? Quickly?
I wrote it down.
Okay.
He does kind of like very quickly glance over your shoulder at Esperise and like, are you looking through the door, Esperise?
Esperise has been staring at her brother the entire time, but keeping a very carefully kind of faith.
He looks up at you and your eyes connect. Let me look at your passive insight. Oh, you got great passive insight. It's an 18. He looks ashamed. A mix of terrified, like there's a mix of just completely terrified and ashamed and worried all meshed into his face. And then he very quickly like glances from you to Finn a couple times as if to point to Finn. And then he just kind of bows and turns to leave with the two guards just
I'm going to very quickly, more voices in his head, I'm going to subtle spell message to him. It's okay. Remember, we can do difficult things. Which is one and only thing that I remember him saying to me when we were kids.
He's not facing you because he turned to leave, but when you say that, his shoulders just slump. Like, as if he was just shot in the chest with an arrow. And you just hear a kind of like a clearing of his throat as if he's trying to hold himself together. And he just kind of like nods his head and just lifts his shoulders back and just walks straight as the guards just kind of prod him to keep going. And the door shuts. You're left secluded in this room once more.
So, I have clothes and some weird
Let me see those.
riddles.
Let me see those.
Here.
I'm gonna look to them.
The clothes
Get a sense.
that have been provided, you see a bright yellow gown, the color of buttercups, and a yellow carnations with slits along the back for wings. You see a purple velvet dress with slits along both sides, elegant and trimmed in gold, and a small dragonfly wreath necklace accompanies it. And then for Finalai and Samson, you see a vibrant summer green tunic and red summer green tunic with kind of like toggles off of the wrist.
I have a question for the DM. Mm-hmm. I'm currently wearing the vestments that were given to me by Levine. Can I wear them under this dress? Or do I have to remove them to wear this? I no longer have my hat of disguise because I gave it to Akron.
What is it? It's light armor, right?
It's not armor. I think it's
like
a dress, but it gives me a bonus to AC, but it's a magical bonus because I can't wear armor at all.
I think
it'll be a little lumpy.
You could technically, yeah. It'll look weird. It'll look weird, but you probably could.
Can I fully? If there's a way, if it's a big ball gown, can I just wear it the skirt part and fold the torso out under the skirt? It's all under the skirt, but I'm still wearing it for the mechanical benefit of wearing the dress.
I see what you're trying to do. I do. I think initially I want to say yes, and that you'd probably be fine. However, I think that would be unfair because if it was leather, if it was any other kind of armor, I would say no. If Luden would, I know Luden would have asked this question. He would be like, "Can I wear these clothes over my armor?" And I would have said no. So in order to be fair, I'm gonna have to say no, even though it feels like you could. Like, I've worn sweaters underneath. Like,
No, I think that's fair.
I'm gonna take. Okay. I'm gonna take the clothes that have just been given to me by Finn. I'm gonna hand him back some of them and just be like, well, I think because we're all talking message and I have message too. I'm gonna pass it back to Finn. I'm gonna say, yeah, I think Gabriel just told us 2 things that we absolutely cannot do ever, and then I'm gonna hand those back to Finn, and then I'm going to I'm gonna use disguise self to make myself look like Praeria wearing the dress that was assigned to her.
Okay. Is that an intelligence check to notice you're disguised, or how does
I don't know.
To see through an illusion, it is an intelligence check, but they have to have a reason to think it's an illusion before they make the check.
Okay.
They don't just automatically make one. That's my understanding, but I could be wrong.
That sounds right, but I wanted to make sure so I know ahead of time.
Yeah, I think a creature can use an action to make a check.
Oh, you look just like her.
Thanks.
Oh, are we cosplaying each other?
I think just Prey and I, hopefully. But maybe that could be fun. We could all switch.
The arguments that these are holy vestments would allow me not to wear the insult dress.
I mean, not that you want to, do you feel like you should wear the yellow dress?
Probably. I feel like it might be beneficial to let him have the idea that he has the upper hand.
Well, tell you what, I'll hold on to your vestments if you like, and we'll keep them on hand so that if you need them, I can give them to you.
It has a lot of buttons. I don't know how quickly I can change into it, but...
I don't think every button would need to be buttoned to have the benefit. I don't know. Most of my buttons
you don't want anything
buttoned.
to whoop during,
What was that? I don't know if the audience heard that, but good God.
All the buttons coming loose. I don't know.
It sounded like an
That's
ice
Luden
pick.
and Akron are tapping on the glass like, are you guys okay?
So Avriel did say something really weird, and it was a lot of weird words that I think they were riddles. Maybe you guys could understand. I was having a hard time with it. He said that the garden had thorns, and a deal keeps the wolf from harming the carnation, and the chimney keeps you here. Go. But what's he talking about a chimney?
I can just full Batman piles of paper this. The deal, I am the carnation as evidenced by this, and I gesture to...
Esperis is fully just nude, taking off the vestments, putting the dress back on over it. She's lived in nudist bathhouses for the last 35 years of her life. Is changing in the carnation dress. The carnation is me. And like I was thinking earlier, the deal must be that he gave his name to his father, the wolf, to prevent him from harming me. I imagine maybe the chimney is connected to my mother, that she is in the chimney somehow. The chimney is what keeps her here, unless it's you. Oh, wait. Can I roll an insight check on the DM? Something very interesting.
I'm trying not to laugh. You can make an intelligence check.
If other people have ideas, this is just my initial reaction.
You all may make, those of you in this room may all make an intelligence check if you wish.
This is making me feel like I am probably wrong.
I mean, I get the garden has thorns. That makes sense. At least I think I do.
I mean, I rolled a 3 + 1. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Ooh.
I know the carnation
You
is
said
me. I mean, look at my
insight check?
No, intelligence. Christian,
okay.
you're not there, but thank you.
Thinking outside.
I got a dirty 20. Dirty 20.
Prayaria got a nat 20.
Nat 20.
Hey.
I got
No things.
Prayaria, Finali, and Samson, you both kind of like squint your eyes at Esperise as she talks about the chimney maybe being her mother, and then you just kind of look.
I think the chimney is my mother. I think my mother's in the chimney like Santa.
You, Prayaria, you just kind of look around, and you're like, you look around at and see like the guards just kind of outside, kind of like pacing around, noticing that you're kind of kept in here. And then you kind of look at Finali and you have that kind of mind meld, and Finali's like, and then Samson, you look at them and you notice there's a chimney in this little kitchen house, or this little guest house. There's a chimney in the living room, and you wonder, could it be literal? You all three wonder, could it be literal?
Oh!
We approach the chimney.
I didn't know there was a chimney in here.
But it keeps
I did
us
mention
here.
there was a fireplace.
Yeah, not all fireplaces have chimneys. It could be very smoky.
So who was investigating the chimney?
Right.
All right, Prey, go and make an investigation check. If anyone would like to help Prey, you may do so.
We have 2 Prayarias right now, or is Prayaria disguised as something else?
Oh, right. She'll disguise herself as Samson.
Nice.
Samson.
I'm a foot and a half taller. Prayaria is a foot and a half shorter. All at
Ah.
once.
Strange down here.
Okay, rude. All right.
You know what your body is like. She'll go over. Investigate.
All right, go ahead and give me an investigation check, please.
With assistance.
With
I'll help
assistance,
too.
so that's with advantage,
Excellent.
which is good because you roll a
Not
3.
great. Come on. Hey,
It's not great.
12.
It's really, really dark, and you can't really see a whole lot. You're not really sure.
Something maybe this? Oh, did I freeze?
No.
You did. You
in
froze.
the best way.
Freeze what you're thinking.
In the best way. It's
Froze in the
amazing.
best way possible.
Feel like, can you light it up in there, maybe?
It was
I mean, I
very
can send a
interesting.
firebolt up there, but
Sure, I could try. Yeah, I have a torch. Wait, do you think that would alert them though? If I just lit it
no,
up?
I was thinking, like the spell light. Do you not
Oh, yeah, I have light.
just stick your hand in there and just real casually, so they can't even see, just that your hand is up the chimney?
Okay,
No,
I can do that.
Samson isn't stopping
Oh,
us, so
Samson?
it must be okay.
I mean, what? How bad could it be? It's just a chimney, right?
You stick your hand up the chimney and use light.
Yeah.
As you do so, it illuminates. It does illuminate the chimney within the flume, and you see looks like runes carved into the stone of the chimney on the walls.
Hey, there's runes up here. Who knows runes? I guess we could do an Arcana check, right?
Those who are proficient may stand up in the chimney to look if they would like.
Who here? Shove in here with me, because I don't have Arcana as a
Esperise
proficient.
gets nude again so she doesn't mess up the dress.
Esperise,
Or
you-
just stare pointedly at the wall. Just
My
I'm-
God! I rolled another 2, so that's an 8.
I am also proficient in Arcana. Can I look at them?
Yes, you will, unless you want to assist Esperise, who's in the chimney, you can wait your turn.
You're much smarter than I am.
get on in here,
I
Samson.
will.
Shove in.
I'll,
Prayaria. I mean,
No, I think I'll just wait. I think I'll give Esprit her nude space for a moment.
Esperise, you
So-
kind of like wedge yourself into the chimney. You get a little stuck for a second, and you just kind of like slough off some of the ash that's kind of caked onto the side, and it kind of collapses down into the fireplace. And you look up, and you like part of the ash up ahead, as you kind of lean your head over, falls and hits you in the face, and you just look at the runes, and you get distracted by this ash, and you're just like, I don't know.
Okay, somebody else is going to look. I'm just prestidigitating my face off as I duck back out and get back into my skirt and make sure everything's clean.
I'll go up to the fireplace and I will look inside, and so as I go inside the fireplace, it looks like Prayaria's shoulder and whole head pass through the wall. as I look in, it looks like I'm about to smack Prayaria's head, and it just phases through, and I go inside, and then I'll use my own light spell that because Finn's is blocked by me, and I will try to. I'll do my best to.
I'll stay in
Arcana
for
this up.
moral support and also assist with moral support.
Moral support. All right, that
Yeah.
is going to be a 14.
Okay, that's with Finali's aid
That's total.
with
14.
advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a 5 and a 6.
You guys are not rolling great.
My assistant is like, that looks like a squiggly. Does that mean anything?
I'm like, yeah, it's definitely a rune.
You look, and it looks like runes. This is hard. Based on what you rolled, the most you can ascertain is that these runes seem to be associated with transportation.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and draw my own conclusions, as Samson usually does. Y'all think the actual chimney is keeping us here, like it's like a teleportation thing?
That is what the riddle says.
Yeah, that's literally it's exactly what he told us. So,
Like the
maybe
prison where it's just preventing us from teleporting or something?
I think so.
Okay.
We could probably. I don't know what the range is though. I was able to teleport earlier, but that was after we'd already left. My guess is that it's probably just this room that keep an eye on us. So they probably just don't want us to teleportation circle out, you know.
Right. And he told us to go. So. But we can't go without him, right, Reese? I mean.
Okay. No, I mean, I want to. We have things we're trying to do, and then Luden said he was going to work on getting Averill out of here. I mean, Averill might be having dinner with us, but I don't see what we would accomplish by leaving now. I don't want to leave him.
So, I mean, I could dispel the magic in the chimney, but if we're not trying to leave, I don't see the point.
If we have to run later, it might be good to make sure it's gone. If this is before our short rest, I certainly can't help with that as well.
I mean, we've been in here for an hour.
Yes, you would have had a
So
short
I feel
rest.
like short rests abound.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if I could do this before my short rest happened, or if we'll have the opportunity for a second short rest after this, because like it's hours before dinner time, right?
Yes, you have time to
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we just get rid of it just to be safe? That way, if we need to leave later, we can't. I mean, we're not leaving without Averill, and not leaving unless it's the most dire of circumstances. But we could know for sure.
Well, if we have Averill and we have potentially not convinced the army of something, maybe teleporting quickly might be very helpful. With our terrible, terrible Arcana checks, do we have the idea that anyone would be alerted if we dispelled this? Or is there a way that we could figure that out? Or would it be based on those Arcana checks that we failed?
You have no idea. You have no idea.
We could identify it.
You could.
Aria, do you want to get back in the fireplace?
Why not? We have time.
You get in the fireplace, and you use identify.
Yes.
All right, mark
She's
that.
all her blood magic and whatever in there.
Use that spell for me. What does it look like as you identify this as you kind of like hunch yourself into this chimney to identify these runes?
She puts a little cut in her palm again and uses the blood to trace the runes. And she's just kind of muttering indecipherable languages to herself while she does this.
Okay. As you identify this rune, you definitely get the sense that it is indeed keeping any kind of teleportation or like misty step, anything that's going to move you. It's not going to work because of this rune. In order to destroy it, you can either A, remove the bricks from within, like actually destroy the bricks within the chimney using force, or you can use Dispel Magic. Although I don't think Identify will tell you the level of the spell, but you can use Dispel Magic. No?
It doesn't tell you the level.
I looked to Daniel to as my.
It does.
My manual,
it tells you what the spell is,
manual.
but it doesn't. It tells you what the spell does, but it doesn't say they cast an 8th level Glyph of Warding or something.
Yeah,
Daniel, you can disagree with me.
Okay, so we know Glyph of Warding's a 3rd level spell, and then whatever, but they can be cast at various levels. So if it does tell you what spells are affecting the item, and you learn what they are. So if it was Glyph of Warding, it was cast at a higher level. Typically speaking, it would tell you what level it was cast at.
Okay.
Because it's like Glyph of Warding, and then if it was, I guess technically it wouldn't. Maybe it might not tell you if it's upcast. That's up to you. I would do it, but that's just me.
That seems like how many hit points do you have? Like that does.
Yeah. Well,
okay. The in between is saying it feels like Glyph of Warding, but more powerful somehow. An indescriptive amount of more powerful.
So you could let's say it was the Glyph of Warding of Wall of Fire, right? Then it's a 5th level spell because it's Wall of Fire imbued with it.
I'll say. How about this? I will say it feels like it's more powerful than the simple 3rd level. I'll meet you halfway.
I can only cast at 5th level anyway.
Bricks keep us here. We can break them, or I don't know, magically dispel it. But it feels powerful.
Well, before we start making a whole bunch of racket and noise and get even dirtier than we already are, let me go and give it a shot.
After you.
I'm going to try to dispel magic. I can only do it at 1 level, which is 5th.
Okay.
So I do that.
It was 5th level.
Right.
You successfully go in. Would you like to describe how you dispel it?
Yeah, so I'm Praeria right now, so I'm just gonna reach over with a hand that's way too big for my person. I'm putting my whole hand on the glyph, and then I feel like I'm just gonna put some prey flavor on it. So the whole thing, the whole glyph that's carved into this brick, just turns in to little blossoms, little flowers. They all start growing like where the glyph was, and they start to bloom, and then they fade, and they fall like ash into the fire pit as the glyph is destroyed.
And the glyph is destroyed, and you are no longer held within this, what was essentially a prison cell.
Shut out.
I'm gonna look around to see if it seems like anyone's noticed anything happen.
You just kind of very nervously look around. You watch the guards continue to pace by, and I'm guessing you probably would have done it when they weren't pacing by that window. And they pace by, they kind of look in at you, continue onward, and you get the sense nobody has known the why. Well, probably should make you guys all roll a collective stealth check. Just because there is a big old window that they've been pacing the entire time, and while you guys have been going in and out of this chimney for probably a good 15 to 30 minutes, I probably should have at least made you guys roll a stealth check at least once. Somebody rolled a natural 1 and I heard it.
No.
So far this session, Esperis has rolled 2 2s and a 1. And that does mean my special astrology bad thing is the next time I roll a stealth check, I have to do it with disadvantage. And anyone trying to perceive me has advantage for the next, I think, 10 minutes? But they would see me? They would see me completely nude getting in and out of my dress. So does that assist anyone else?
Samson, you're the last person.
I got 22.
You watch as the guards just kind of begin walking by. Esperis, when you take your dress off, one of them just kind of averts their eyes and just kind of like quickly walks the other way. And you get the sense nobody has noticed.
Okay, so at least we're not trapped now, but I guess now we're just gonna wait?
Is he planning to have dinner with us? Is he planning to have dinner with us? Or are we just meant to stay in his guest house forever?
I think this is a good time for us to move over to Akron and Luden while you guys finish up preparing for dinner, getting dressed. What are you guys doing?
All right. So I assume they have not used the orb to make everything dark outside to make this easier for Lute. Okay, yeah. So Lute's just sitting there waiting. He's like, don't worry, they got this. And, a little bit more time passes, probably like 10, 15 minutes. It's like, nah, I trust them, Akron. We got this. 30 minutes passed. He's just getting he's not even talking to Akron. He's more talking to himself as he's Akron's probably, yeah. Okay, cool. I don't know what to do. I don't think that we're going to be able to. I mean, it's light outside. There are no clouds. Akron, how are we supposed to? They're gonna do it, right? They're gonna.
Land of eternal sunset. It's not bright light outside.
It's summer.
But it's eternal sunset.
It's kind of like Alaska. So regardless, even though when night comes around, it's not it's still bright outside. It's just like a sunset.
I'm gonna pull a Samson. I said what I said. It's and so after all that doesn't go up, he'll be like, okay, Akron. I guess all throughout this time too, he would have given Akron the elven cloak so that he gets advantage on some stealth, considering he's not the best at stealth. And he'll straight up say, okay, so the party's trapped inside. We're here to get Esperis's brother, while at the same time trying to convince the army that this isn't their people, while at the same time doing this quickly, while simultaneously making sure that our friends don't die. So me and you have a lot of things that we need to do to make sure all of this happens. And I have 2 spell slots. And he'll give him a fist bump as he slowly starts to crumble from the inside.
You turn towards Akron as you're talking, and you see Samson. And then you see Esperis. And then you see Finali as he's playing with the Hat of Disguise, completely unbothered by everything going on, just flicking back and forth between everyone in the party. And then you see yourself as you reach out to the fist bump, and Akron, he looks at you, yeah, we totally got this, and fist bumps you back.
Having fun?
I mean, he'll take it up. Shape-shifting isn't something
I I bet it's so much fun, right?
Do you want to try it?
No! Akron, okay. What is the layout of this house thingy? Like, is there a moat surrounding it? I've been trying to imagine it all week, and I have no idea what it looks like.
So the picture that you do see on the forge right now is very indicative of what the external of the building looks like, which is all you would see. It's almost like an English chateau, very brick with clinging vines, very square-esque, almost like Versailles a little bit, and just gardens everywhere. There's a massive. Where you're in the camp right now. You're just kind of hiding in some bushes in the camp right now. Is that correct, both of you?
Yes.
Because you're not inside the gates, right?
No.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
No.
You're not. That's right. Okay.
I'm assuming we're like close by though, like probably just like off to the side. I probably cast like a little plant growth to maybe make it a little bit more like obscure for us.
Okay.
We're just kind of waiting for the signal.
I'm just doing this for Bzz to come down whenever he sees. I'll do a recon, but I'm gonna wait until he sees me.
You see, so you're kind of like wedged in between the camp, like within the brush between the camp and the estate. And as you just kind of like, you're walking the perimeter, you see, I'm guessing by the time this hour passes as you're waiting, you see individuals, there's this massive like fountain and just kind of rocky gravel back to the building, like behind the chateau. And you see tables being set up, and you see pergolas being put down, and you watch as magic from some of the servants are growing flowers up the sides of the pergolas and over the top. It almost looks like a greenhouse, but it's much more open air, latticed together, where the wood is kind of like latticed like this. And you watch as tables are being brought out to this vast back area behind the chateau, near the fountains. It looks like they're preparing for dinner. So you get the sense, with your passive insight, they're not eating inside. They're eating outside in this kind of like tented pergola area.
Things have changed immensely now.
Are these flowers subtweeting us too?
No.
And you said the whole thing's made out of like flowers and vines and wood and stuff, right?
It's a pergola is just, it's latticed, and it goes up and then kind of arches up, and
how do you spell it?
It's Pergola. Yeah, I just looked it up too. I get it. It's gazebo. Think of a gazebo.
Let me
Okay, gotcha.
You know that thing in my backyard, Brandon?
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
And it's got like plants and stuff all over, you said?
Yes. Now you won't. Let me actually share a picture. Now you won't see the inside, but this is essentially the space. Everyone will be able to see now.
Oh, snap!
Where is this at?
That's all you, bro.
Where is this at?
Look at boundary.
So that's all you. This is inside. But you guys can see, you can imagine what this would look like from the outside, as it's just kind of walls of like lattice, like a hallway almost like
it looks beautiful.
Like a tent, almost like a wedding tent of sorts, but completely latticed from the roof and the sides.
It looks so flammable.
Hey, relax. I mean, maybe, but let me do my thing first.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so there's that. And then when they inevitably, or I guess I shouldn't say inevitably, we've been doing really, really good lately with our mission. But beforehand, before you showed up, Akron, it was inevitable. But lately, who knows? We should probably also think about them. And he'll point to the encampment. So, do you think you can do like your growing thing like Samson did on the outside? And I mean, it worked last time. There's a lot of them there. And then just make it extra tall and I got the arrows, bro. And then the whole army's on fire. Or at least their stuff, you know?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'll create the tinder and you light it up.
I got you. Okay, cool. So, Yeah. I think Buzz sees me.
So they're going to
whenever
be
he
having
gets
the dinner in this place, right? Like all of our friends and Avriel and Ilianthus and everybody's going to be here, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Just making sure I know where all the chess pieces are.
Yeah, they're probably all going to be in there. I was thinking that we were going to be able to break in and probably try and take Avriel. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but I'm down to try if you are. Only in the sense that right now they are in a position of no power. And if we can get him out, they'll be in a position of power.
Well, here's what I'm thinking, right?
Okay.
Helianthus is one man. And most of his power comes from his influence in his armies. If we separate him from that, if we can, if him and everyone else is inside, if there's a way we can get you on top or inside with them or something, and we can plant growth and trap him inside with all of us.
Okay.
Based on what this place looks like, it should be pretty easy for me and Samson to do that.
Only issue. There is the army outside, so we do need to make sure that because it's how long do you think it's going to take for them to get over to it? And then other issue, we don't know what he can do. If he can teleport, then it's game over immediately.
Lauren, I've lived with this dude, or I've not lived with him, but I've known this dude for a while. Do I have any inkling of what he can do?
Yes. I could probably send you his stat block. That would probably be...
I would love that.
I mean, you
awesome.
would, because you would know what he was capable of. I could send you the stat block I'm using because you would know. So
okay.
I will
Excellent.
send that to you.
I like the canon that Akron's known the whole time. All about it.
Just now,
He's like, well, we never actually fight him. So why would I bring this information up?
You never asked. Like I was like,
you're right. I guess the next time we add a party member, the first thing Ludin's gonna ask is, hey, the big bad evil guy that we're gonna be fighting in the future? Do you know everything about him? And could you potentially share that with us?
So that's his stat block. But it's an extra. He has an extra to hit.
Can you send me that stat block too? Because
No.
I assume Akron would tell me every single thing about it, and it'd be a lot easier.
Akron can tell you.
Akron, tell me everything about this man, from start to finish. I want to know how smart is Esperis's intelligence hereditary?
Or is it?
Fuck you.
Fuck you. I'm an 11, and that's above average.
On a scale of 1 to 20, how fast does he read?
Nah, I guess does this plan seem like it'll work, Akron? I will take your silence as a yes for now, and I guess we can chit chat through message like everyone else in our own way.
Oh yeah, we got this.
All right, now final last things, because I feel like we're just gonna end up playing this waiting game.
The casters are gonna have a bit of a trouble though.
Ludin does this. He laughs audibly, almost too loud.
He's huge all spells. I look forward to it.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm going to go get my my dragonfly. We should probably hop on him.
There's one other thing.
Yeah, what up?
Sorry, I'm reading.
Say it.
He's in Eladrin, right?
No,
And
that's
so-
just the stat block I'm using.
Oh, okay.
He's an archfey.
Right, but he's got this the fearsome thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
be afraid of somebody?
Yeah, the only thing I guess you wouldn't know of is like his his hit points because that's been changed.
Well, yeah. I'm not gonna be like, okay, so Luden.
Like, I got it. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
what's up?
yeah, when he's around, he's so you know how Fae typically have like this kind of presence that follows them around, right? His is, well, it's very very noticeable, very powerful.
Speak it common, man. Speak it. Say it.
He's got this fearsome presence that anyone who's not a Fae is affected by.
Is it within a certain range, or is it just anybody that can see him?
It's within a certain range. You're probably going to want to stay as far away from him as possible.
Oh, don't worry. That was like plan A to begin with. I'm going to be shooting him with the arrows. I mean, and I got you. How long does this lattice thing look?
How long?
How long?
Geez. Like 150 to 200 feet long. It's pretty long. It's got to house all of the generals.
Yeah. All the generals might be in there. My friend, I don't know if that's a good okay, cool. Well, we'll keep discussing this. Because the generals are probably also pretty powerful too.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
that changes things just a little bit.
Just a little bit. I'm thinking, hey, how many acorns do we have?
What?
Does Samson have all the acorns?
Which
We
one?
only use the one.
I
What are you
think
talking about,
Samson
like-
has all the
like-
acorns.
I think he does too.
We only had one Abrius acorn. The rest are like treant acorns.
Okay.
And I have all of them.
Okay. That's cool. That's fine. All right, so here's the plan, Akron. You're going to go in dressed as one of these folks, as one of the guards, as somebody like that. That cloak that I gave you they're not going to want to look at you as much. Hopefully that can help you. You know how to talk. You got this. I'm going to be above with, and if things start going bad, you can signal me however you want. But I think you had the right idea with putting some plants around it. I'll come in from the top if need be.
With the way this thing is made, with the way this thing is made, could we still section off the generals from?
I have no idea what it's going to look like inside.
You have no idea what it looks like on site. All you can see are people pulling like tables and bringing plates and cups into one of the entrances that are. It's completely, like there's a cascade of flowers that almost open like tent flaps for you to walk through. And the sides, like the flowers and the plant matter, is completely like opaque. You can't see into this tent. Now you could stick your arm through like with a lattice if you wanted, but like you would have to be like right there, you know?
Yeah. It's thick. I got you.
What I would say is, Akron,
the
thing that we have right now, at the very least, is they don't know that we're here, right? So if we can position ourselves in a way that when crap starts and spells start flying, they don't know. I at least can fire from the shadows if I get inside. If I can stay hidden, I can help us out with that. If you can turn into a giant tree or whatever, arborist, whatever thing, you can turn other people into it. We have the element of surprise somewhat. I think our biggest thing is just making sure that we use that surprise. You know?
Akron, as you're talking, you see him suddenly get like quite serious. And he says, Luden, you're incredibly smart. And tactically, there's almost no one, that I would like to have here. I don't think you understand how Helianthus is like you. Don't underestimate him. You said a lot of ifs. Your plan involved a lot of ifs just then. I'm not worried about getting to where we need to be and when everything hits the fan and everything. I'm worried that when stuff goes down, Helianthus is going to vanish and he's going to send 1,000 of his goons after us, and we're going to fight for absolutely no reason and accomplish nothing if he doesn't kill some of us. That's how he plays.
Well, and Luden gets also very serious. Look, there is not much I can do here. I do what I do very well, but the moment that anyone gets close to me, all I can do is probably run away or hide. I used all my spells. We have 4 people that can probably teleport out of here. When it comes down to it, Akron, I think, and this is not me being overconfident, I think I can probably get away, or at least hide enough to where they will not find me. Esperise can go invisible. Probably will take Finn with him. Finn can teleport. Praeria is the queen. She's powerful here. Samson will make sure she gets out. It all comes down to, I know you're worried about me, Akron, but I'm worried about you.
He'll just tap his chest and his armor, say, don't. And then he'll put a hand on your shoulder and he'll cast Bardic Inspiration on you.
All right. Luda feels a little bit more peppy, but he goes, okay. In all seriousness, though, we need to know, and you know the best. I will make sure everybody listens to you, but you're going to be the one to call us if we get out, if we need to run immediately. Okay? You know him better than all of us. You know what we can do. We have no idea what he can do, but you do. If things start getting bad, Akron, I'm putting it on you to let me know first, or let someone know we need to leave. Can you handle that?
Yes. Everyone will arrive safely.
All right. You have lead on this, man. You want to ride a dragonfly and wait till we need to get in it?
After you, sir.
We'll just wait for... Pay attention. I'm sure he's probably eating and snacking up in the air somewhere.
All right. So you want Bzz to descend upon you?
Probably a little farther out. I'd just be like pointing. I'd be like doing like a like a land over there kind of signal thing. But we wouldn't stay right here. We'd sneak back out farther.
So you could go back the way that you came to where you left him.
Yeah, once we're done with the recon, we definitely go back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
You head back to Bzz.
Yeah, and then fly up high and just start drone circling. We'll be way up high, like 500-600 feet up in the air. Just circling around. I got good eyes, and we'll be waiting for the inevitable. Once it seems like most of the like all the chairs and stuff are becoming a lot less frequent and food and stuff starts coming out, I think we'll fly a little bit farther, like towards the end of the back of like where all this stuff is, land like 300-400 feet away, and I'll let Akron try and disguise himself as one of the
on second thought, why don't you go up by yourself? You go up high and I'll stay low, because we'll stay where you can still have a bird's eye view of me, you know, but I've got the hat of disguise and I've got your cloak. I can just blend in as one of the guards and kind of get recon from the ground, and you get recon from the sky.
All right, I got you. Gosh, the only issue with that is your light arrows are a really good signal.
So leave me with one.
You got this, and
I'll just throw it really, really hard.
Do you have a bow?
No, he has a bow.
I have a bow.
He has a +1 bow.
He gave me a bow last session. I just refused to use it.
No, Finn has a bow, and Akron has a bow, and Newton has a bow. I'm gonna get one for all of us. Don't worry. But you have.
You're gonna give Esperise a bow that she can't even lift off the ground.
Don't worry. You got this. I'll teach you. But he also has 10 arrows. So just in case, wherever you want to split this. But yeah,
his armor will form a little grass quiver, and then they'll wrap the arrows up in it.
Let's let them know. They'll be talking to you and asking where I am. Let them know where I am. If you need anything like that, like I said, a little light can help you out, and I'll rain down hell from above immediately when I get the chance.
Oh yeah, you'll know when the signal comes. When the light goes up, hell comes down.
Amen. All right. See you later, man.
All right.
Be safe.
Team Human.
You guys fist bump.
Yeah.
Fist bump it like we do, and I will be keeping tabs on Akron specifically until he makes his way inside, and that way I will just be looking around for my people for the rest of the time while me and Bzzzt do our thing up in the air.
Yeah, I would like to use the hat of disguise and blend. I mean, we saw the people coming in and out with the chairs, so I'm just gonna blend in as one of them.
Who are you disguising yourself as? Just someone who looks like a servant?
Yes. I want to be one of the most nondescript, wallflowery people. Someone that Helianthus wouldn't even take the time to turn his nose up to.
Okay, make an investigation check for me.
I would also like to help with that because I would have been spotting all that stuff out to help him at the very beginning.
Okay.
Investigation?
Do you want me to make it?
With advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably got a higher plus than I do. I'll help you. How about that?
Dude, we got that's 21.
Okay.
Fantastic.
So you're able to find someone just average heights. Their features are fairly forgetful. They don't seem to stand out at all. Just very bland colored hair. They almost look like just one blob of color. But nothing unique outside of they definitely wear servants' garbs because they are servants of the House of Helianthus, and you can choose to be them or to look like them. However, you do notice that they are also serving in that area.
Probably change your eyes a little bit, or
can I just change my clothes? And I guess my face.
Yeah, look like them, but different. You know what I mean? Are they brothers or are they? I don't that kind of thing. Celebrity look-alike kind of thing. Maybe a bigger nose, different color eyes. Get some bushier eyebrows, maybe, and then Ludwig will be He's
helping me out. Yeah. You're okay, now adjust that a little bit,
that. You got it. All right.
Okay,
All right.
So you attempt to look like you're related to this person, but you don't want to look exactly like this person. As your features kind of melt away, you put the hat on, and you become this new individual. Would you like to describe what you look like?
Big floppy turquoise straw hat to remind you.
Yes. Big floppy turquoise gel. But I feel like I've seen you use it enough to where I know I can, because you make the hat disappear as well, right?
I do.
So I at least know that I can do that.
But you feel it. You can still feel it.
Looting goes, yeah, just careful not to walk high, like short doorways duck, just in case, because you know.
Akrid's not nearly as graceful as Esperis is with the hat, but basically he puts it on and he looks, the outfit is exactly the same, you know, just the regular servant's garbs and stuff. And he looks similar. This dude, he looks like this dude. He's got like really bushy eyebrows and like this kind of like bulbous, almost mushroom cap looking nose. And it might even have little spots on it like a mushroom does. And stuff. And his eyebrows and his nose almost look too big for his face. Like his eyebrows are real thick and bushy, so you almost can't really see his eyes. And yeah, and his ears kind of flop down a little bit like praise do. He's just kind of grab bagging at this point. And his hair is just like the other guys. It's shaggy. He's a real shaggy dude, shaggy just like the eyebrows are. And he grabs his hood and he pulls it up over him, and he kind of covers himself up so that he looks as inconspicuous. Like in his mind, Akron just keeps thinking wallflower. All
right, buddy. You look. I wouldn't. Yeah, you're good. And then Ludin will fall off and look at his inconspicuous dude.
All right, so you put a hood up, and you begin making your way towards this tent.
Yes.
All right.
I only put my hood up if everyone else has their hoods up. If they don't have their hoods
up. No, they don't. That's why I was like, okay. Yeah, nobody has a hood on. It's just like regular linens, but they're very whitish, cream colored, and they're just kind of moving around, putting linen napkins down.
Okay, is there any way I can wear, because Ludin gave me a cloak, is it right?
Basically, if you need to sneak, put the hood up. If you don't need to sneak, keep it down. That's all you need to do.
Yeah,
so cool.
You're fine. So you begin making your way. You approach the gates, or do you sneak in?
No, he doesn't do any of that. I fly him over to the back.
Yeah. We're like, I thought we were.
Yeah, no, I fly him over to the other side, and he walks from the other side going
join in with the file, join the file with the ranks. Yeah.
Okay, so keep in mind the entire property is surrounded by a guarded gate.
Fine.
Yeah. But Boo can just fly us up high, right?
I will just make this stealth check.
You certainly can. You certainly can. Okay. But there aren't any clouds in the sky, and the entire gate is patrolled.
I will make this extremely difficult stealth check.
Can I help?
It's impossible?
It's impossible. It'd be like I'm standing in the middle of a field surrounded by orcs. You can't make a stealth check.
Smoke break and you got locked outside of the estate, but your shift starts soon, dude. You're a waiter. You're just trying to get in.
How about this?
I guess it is impossible. Never mind. Go do it. You got it, Akron. You can talk.
We'll go ahead and take our break just a little bit early because I do need to use the restroom. And you guys can talk through what you guys want to do. When we get back from the break, keep in mind we are doing a giveaway, everyone in chat. We are giving away a 1020 from Mithril Armory, and they will show, of course, on screen for me. It comes flat, wallet size. You can take it out, fold it up, and roll initiative on the go. So please make sure to enter. It's command loot or command ticket to enter. You have to be following to enter as well. And we will pick the winner when we return. So we're going to go to break real quick, and we'll see you all just a little bit before we begin this covert dinner mission. So we'll see you all in just a little bit.
Happy New Year.
That sounded so menacing, man. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Raiders!
Welcome,
Raiders!
Where did they come from?
Wait, I'm trying to scroll up.
I can say, we see people say, welcome, Raiders.
They came from Chaotic Bonnie.
Chaotic Bonnie.
I came
Thank you,
right
Chaotic Bonnie, for the raid. We are currently doing a giveaway. If you you can enter with command ticket or command loot. We are giving away a 1020 from Mithril Armory, and I'm about to pull the winner right now. So
yeah, I told them in chat right as because they came in right as we went to break. I told them in chat a couple of them did, so I guess we should be probably good. This is kind of like the last chance to do so. It's gonna be super fun.
Well, I'm about to pick a winner. Apparently, Daniel. Why, Daniel? You're not supposed to be entered in this.
You just pull some. Yeah, I was.
Oh,
I
you
was
were trying to show him what the command was.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But we're doing this. We're doing this fun giveaway for Mithril Armory for their Dragonheart dice Kickstarter just launched today. I'll put the link in chat here in just a second. But they reached their goal. They've got stretch goals coming out. They're like $1,000 short of getting two additional like dice types, like obsidian and polished silver. So go back them and help them out and support our friends, our partners at Mithril Armory. Because they're great.
I'm going to close the giveaway, and I'm going to draw a winner. Danielle Lanois!
Hey!
You win! You have won a
Congratulations!
1020. Congratulations! You've also won a basket of apples and a $5 coupon to the movies. No, I'm just kidding. just kidding.
And we can't deliver that.
We can't deliver that. We can't deliver that. But you did win a 1020 die D20 from Mithril Armory, and we'll get that to you as soon as possible. So congratulations.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right. So let me make sure that's turned off. That's turned off. All right. Jumping back in, we return as Akron. You have disguised yourself as one of the household servants. You are currently making your way to the gate.
Yep. Making my way downtown, walking fast.
Making my way.
To
Love to think that Akron is just like sauntering, and just in the background, like the camera would zoom in and just sees Ludin sweating with the bow drawn, prepared for if this fails.
Akron's been here like hundreds of times in his life, though, right? This is Avriel's house. He's been here a bunch of times. He knows exactly where he's going.
Well, he's never been to the Feywild, so he doesn't know where he's going.
So Akron, you approach and the guards just kind of stiffen up and they kind of cross their arms. Do you say anything upon approach?
I look as worried and as disheveled as I can. I come running up. I'm holding my my linens and stuff and my robes and everything as I'm running up. I even make it look like I trip a little bit and I fall. Then I get back up and I start running. And as I do, I cast Friends because it is not a verbal spell. It is simply somatic and material.
It is.
Yes, and as I get up to the front, I see the guards and I start waving and I'm looking around and I'm like, guys. I'm so sorry I'm late. And I'll get to stuff. Yes, Master Avriel isn't around, is he?
Give me either a performance check or deception check. Your choice.
Well, it's the same. I'll do deception. Friends gives me advantage on all charisma, so I guess it doesn't matter. They're the same. I'll say deception.
Okay.
I'll say performance because I'm a bard and all the world is a stage. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Let's go. 27.
You're just out of breath and the guards are just like, where you been? You know, you're gonna get really in trouble for being late as you is.
I know. I'm so sorry, especially because they were said we had to set up the flowers and where the
all the flowers are already set up, and the drinks and all the tables.
Oh no.
You better work overtime.
What's next? Give me something to put in my hand so that if Master Avriel says, you know what he's gonna do.
They kind of like look at you for a moment. It's like, I'm not sure about Master Avriel, but sure Master Elianthus will not be too kind.
Right.
They open the gate for you, now get! Yeah, hurry along.
I'll nod and then I'll rush inside.
You rush inside and begin just scampering towards the tent.
Ludin goes up and he's droning.
Okay.
He's like a spy plane now.
At this point, we will return to the other group. You are dressed and ready to go, and the guards are ready to escort you if you are ready.
Everyone is ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Everyone's wearing their outfits.
I want to make one. I said earlier that I was using disguise self to look like prey.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to take that a step further, if I can, and I'd like to use polymorph to look like prey. And I will actually wear the dress that was provided by Helianthus specifically.
Okay, the purple one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But I want to. I wanted, because disguise self has like some illusionary stuff that he may notice because Prearia is so much taller and her arms are so much longer than mine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want it to look like my fork is coming from Prearia's forearm. So I want to take a step further, and I want to use polymorph to look exactly like Prey. To take on her actual form, I'll wear the actual dress that was provided by Helianthus, and I'm going to talk to Prey before we go.
Okay.
And I'm be like, so I'm going to walk over as Prey to myself and be like, hey, so, can I borrow that, your staff? It's kind of like your, like, signature.
Sure.
Yes.
But she'll manifest her staff and give it to him.
Okay, cool. We'll take the staff, and then it's gonna go great. Yeah.
I'm sure it will.
Yes. I can't do Prearia's accent at all.
Hope you damn try, son. Can't let you hear that.
I am going to talk like myself, and then let the dice do the rolling for me.
Okay.
So that's my plan. Because
They
Prey's
won't
great.
notice.
Because
It's fine.
Reina's accent is far too good with Prearia for me to even attempt, and I'm not going to butcher it. So,
Okay,
I'll
so
be
between
butchering Samson, so.
polymorph and disguise self and the glamour armor that Finlay has, is Esperise the only one actually wearing the goddamn clothes that her dad gave us?
I mean, I think everyone's wearing the clothes, but some of them are
They
wearing.
look like they're wearing the clothes. But they might not be their original person. I guess Samson is wearing Prearia's dress.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm wearing Prearia's dress, but of course all of my equipment was absorbed into my polymorph. So technically speaking, I'm still having all my stuff.
Yeah.
So just you.
Great. Cool. That's fine. Esperise is going to go forward next to you, Samson, and take you by the wrist the way that she sometimes does with Prearia. Game face. My queen.
I'm as regal as possible, and I've got a staff. Let's go.
All right, the door open, or you open the door, and the guards just take notice of that you're all dressed up and ready. They look you up and down, and they go, right this way, and you are escorted and ushered into the gardens. You see these long tables have been set up with floral centerpieces pooling over the tops of the tables. Since you get the sense of pigeon pie and acorn stew, poached pears and honey, leek and onion pancakes, maple macarons sprinkled with cinnamon, and that just tickles your noses as the flowers part and you enter this kind of canopied tent area. Your stomachs kind of grumble in response, and the entire garden is encompassed in large, thick hedge bushes peppered with beautiful blooms. Those graded pergolas with pillars in between act as kind of like a latticed roof throughout the entire mass of this outdoor space. You see wisteria hanging down from them with glowing blooms. Roughly, the height of this building is roughly about 10 feet high. You see servants begin to walk in. Fake Praeria, you are ushered to a smaller table next to Elianthus. The rest of you are... Go ahead.
I would like to be seated with Praeria and Helianthus if I can. Is it a solo table where nobody else can sit there?
There is only... And I will show everyone here.
Okay.
There is only enough room for 2 people at this table. As you can see.
Just them. Okay. Okay. Never mind then.
You can, so actually let me move Praeria over here and Samson over here since Samson is pretending to be Praeria. And you 3 can seat yourselves however you wish within those 3 spots right there. Those are the seats.
Ask the guards to move.
you do have guards seated on each side of you, and 2 on the end seats here, and they just kind of look at you.
We really can't sit in a table near them, next to them.
I'll figure something out. It's fine.
Is Akron in there too?
Yes, actually, Akron, you are, although nobody notices, you are lined up at the back wall with servants. They are just kind of like heads down, hands latticed together, and they look as if they're awaiting orders. And you just follow suit with that. So you're just kind of standing there. You probably glance up and see your friends begin to walk in and are seated. You guys are essentially.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's a lot of like mind reading antics and stuff. If I don't think it works this way. I can't like think a thought to like Finn and they hear it. Can I? Like, they have to be the one to like initiate the contact,
yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Unless
okay.
you have a specific spell.
And me caught without message. No, I don't think I do. Go ahead. It'll just look. Everyone will just be surprised later. It'll be great.
It's true. It's true. So this little pink line, that is where you were lined up. You're just kind of standing in front of a table right here, just kind of awaiting instruction. As everyone sits, you see that the servants begin to move at the head of the line, and they begin to walk. They pick up goblets, platters of goblets all around. They're filled to the brim with decadent wine. Elianthus grabs a goblet standing at the main table, and he passes a goblet to you, fake Praeria.
Thank you.
And the rest of you, the servants, begin to move forward. Everyone's passing out goblets amongst this beautiful feast. And Elianthus just kind of stands at the table for a moment, and he says, "Before we begin this feast, how about a toast? To the rightful queen of the gloaming court and the battles ahead." And he drinks, and the rest of the guards drink, and you do so as well.
I pretend to drink. I don't actually drink.
You don't drink it? Okay.
Kurt just kind of murmurs to Esperis. Can't help but notice he didn't say a name.
Okay, yeah. Can I do just a straight up insight check on him based on that? Like, what is he doing? Is he making a performative show that he's working with Praeria now? Is he being slimy? Have we already accomplished our task and I should not say anything and just keep on the down low until we can leave this dinner?
You can make an insight. That's a really hard insight check. You can make an insight check if you'd like.
Does it seem like, from the way that he is talking, the way that he's behaving, that he's being a dick, but is willing to work with us?
You can make an insight check on that.
Okay.
It is a hard roll.
Yeah, and she doesn't get it. It's a 12 total, because Esperis is not going to take action to jeopardize the military.
He toasts and he looks at fake Praeria and seems genuine, as far as you can tell.
Okay.
I would like to do something real
So
quick.
Samson is the only one who's not drinking or eating anything.
Probably drink water.
Weren't we told not to drink anything? Here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Yes, I guess we're also pretending.
Pretending.
So you're
Do we
just
need to make a
pretend-
performance?
You're pretending to drink. I think you'll have to pretend. I think it's easy to pretend that you're drinking a drink because you can just let it touch your lips and put it back. But like, you can't pretend to eat food. I don't think.
On a diet. I'm
What's
sorry.
around us?
All right. So you all pretend to drink the wine.
I don't think she heard you right now.
Okay.
Sorry.
Just saying, what's around us?
You just tables of food. Like I said, with that, like the behind you, is just like a wall of shrubbery, and lattice.
Cool.
So essentially, I'll draw for you guys so you can see. Essentially, you're in a tent. Like that.
Okay.
All right. As you all pretend to drink your drinks, the wine does burn your lips a little bit.
Can I do something real quick?
Sure.
I think Finn would like to kind of look around at everybody that are his allies. So across the table at Samson, Prey, Esperis at his sides, and they will hear in in their minds his voice, and he will say,
Just remember, guys, we're the silent. We've gotten out of tighter situations than this, and we can do this. I believe in you, Reese. You can do this. You can address him. You're just as strong as him, if not more.
and I'll use motivational speech for that.
Very nice. You get the benefits of motivational speech.
Yeah. So you get 5-10 hit points.
Is that does that take 10 minutes?
It let me see. It takes a minute. So
okay, that's fine. Okay, I thought it was 10 minutes. I was like, I don't know about
1 minute. I can keep talking. I talk for 1 minute about how much I love my friends. Yeah, so 5-10 hit points and advantage on wisdom saving throws. If you are hit by an attack, you have advantage on your next attack roll.
Message is only somatic, so like under the table, Esperis is going to kind of poke Finn in the leg and like,
I don't know. I've never been. I know I can be convincing, but I'm not great at reading people. And if he is genuinely going to supply his army to Praeria, I can't be the reason why this fails. I can't. So I should.
You won't be the reason it fails. You're going to be the reason it succeeds. You're just as good as reading people as anyone. You taught Ludin how to read people, how to talk to people, and that's a success in and of itself. So I think if you can do that, you can do anything.
Thank you. That is very kind. I really wish I could drink this, but could you check to see if this is poison? Because it feels like it might be poison.
I think it hurts to drink, so it's probably poison.
Priest is going to, at a point when people are drinking and laughing, unless there is something that Helianthus is getting up to with Praeria, she's going to stand up and start doing something. But it doesn't have to be right this second.
Okay. Is there anything else any of you would like to do? Akron, you are serving. Do you guys eat the food at all?
As
Real
Priest
quick.
is standing up after taking a fake drink and like tossing it into a bush or whatever kind of subtle way that she can pretend to drink, and then
Sure, make a sleight of hand check.
Is also sleight of hand, just shuffling her food around onto other plates and things.
Can I just distract the guard by me by talking to him?
I mean, Helianthus is watching you guys.
That's fine. I'll still talk to the guard.
Real quick, I don't have a token on this board. I can't see anything.
Oh, you don't? Oh.
what I would
that's
like
why-
to do.
That's why I asked, because I don't have a token on the board either, and I was like, dang.
Oh, you can't
it
see.
sucks
Okay.
being
Oh, that's
blind.
a lot of guards.
If we
Okay.
are being watched, what Priest is going to do, she's going to raise her little wine glass to her lips, make eye contact with the Elianthus, act as though, you want to talk to me? Put down her wine glass and touch Finn on the shoulder. I'll be right back. And sort of walk kind of in front of the other two to go over to Elianthus, because she is going to head over to him and talk to him and Praeria where they're at.
Before you do that, as Praeria, as you make your way next to Elianthus, or fake Praeria, I should say. This is weirding me out because you guys swap.
Fakearia? No,
Fake,
that's not it.
fake Praeria.
Fake Aria.
Fake Aria.
Fakearia.
Fakearia.
Okay, that works.
Shout out to Mac.
Elianthus just kind of looks at you, sits back, and he goes, I'm glad you came to dinner.
Was the only right thing to do.
So tell me, what would you do if you were queen?
Many things, I'm sure. I think that is a question for a different time, as you say, to the rightful queen and all of that.
Well, you wanted to make amends. You apologized for a slip-up at your friend's estate, and I want to know what this unity means.
Are we unified now, Helianthus? Are we friends? Are we under your care now? Are you prepared to honor your most ancient oath to my foremothers? Seems last time we spoke, you were a little more fickle. And from what I hear, I have noticed there are fewer soldiers here than last I counted.
You have a keen eye.
I'm advised well.
At this point, Esperisi would probably arrive in front of this table.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I'm so sorry.
Helianthus, you know Esperi Cynthia, yes?
Right. I'm sorry we were not able to be acquainted earlier. I didn't want to be too loud in any of the meetings. We have so many great military and political minds here, of course. I greatly admire your work, sir.
It's very kind of you. He just kind of just kind of like rubbing his fingers together, like watching you like a hawk.
Well, again, I don't mean to take up too much of your time, but I wanted to state on behalf, I'm sure Praeria has already expressed this to you, Artira Thanawe, but on behalf of all of us, we are so grateful that you have decided to extend your graciousness to us and take our apology and be willing to work with us once again. I wanted to, while I had the opportunity, to ask you, as a military strategist and as a leader of your men, and in making this decision, what guides you? Where do you find your great strength of character? What is your purpose, Helianthus, that guides you in making these decisions?
He kind of leans up and considers your question. This is a very heavy, heavy question.
Sorry for cutting to the chase. I just don't want to cut too much into your time with the Queen.
You're asking what my purpose is in life?
As a leader, or in life in general, if you have such an answer to such a large question.
I serve my men, the generals here, like a brotherhood of sorts. When you fight on the battlefield, there's a brotherhood, a loyalty that lies between there, as I'm sure you know. Speaking from a place of loyalty, you and your comrades, you have fought and bled together for a year or so, I'm sure. I can imagine the bonds you all have formed, the trust, the secrets that you've all shared, the things only you all know and the rest of the world doesn't. Soldiers, generals like that are family. You can imagine what kind of trust thousands of years will create in comparison. But what would I know?
Absolutely beautiful, my lord. I admire that very much. Thank you so much for your time, and I apologize for cutting in.
He just kind of nods as if agreeing with you.
Thank you. Hopefully this gave my companions time to just, toss some wine over their shoulders and things. And if you don't mind, maybe around dessert or when the next course comes out, I would like to, unless of course the Queen would like to, I would love to toast to our coming together. Just since you had won something in recompense. Unity.
Suppose that would be appropriate.
Thank you so much, Sam.
And you return to your seat, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Make a
Come
slide.
back and I take Finn by the hand and just the way that
Yes.
two fathers get their hands almost broken during labor.
Yes. The two of you, please make sleight of hand checks for me.
Okay.
This is a hard roll. You have guards sitting next to you and in front of you.
I'm assisting because I'm at least distracting Helianthus.
You are definitely distracting Helianthus.
Okay, that's good. Okay. 10.
Praeria?
You're both so tricky. What?
29.
Okay. Ooh.
29 for Praeria?
Yes.
Praeria, you definitely succeed. It's very just kind of like kind of scraping the food off onto the floor.
Wait, without her eye patch, is her eye doing stuff? Is it just moving around?
Oh yes, 100%.
Okay, I assume the guard is distracted by that.
Wait. I mean,
unless Samson's just suddenly wearing an eye patch. Does the disguise self make it so that it doesn't look like she's wearing an eye patch? How?
Are you not wearing an eye patch anymore?
I think it would still
It would be under the disguise self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can. Okay, yeah, you can feel it moving around, but
Okay.
you're just stealthy enough. You are a rogue, and you're able to just kind of like swipe some of the food off your plate, and just kind of like smut your cheeks together. Looks like you're eating. Finalai.
Delicious food we got here.
You would you want to describe how you fail? Finalai?
Sure. So Finn's trying to be like distracting to the guard next to him. He's just chattering away like, what's this food? And what do you eat? And what's your favorite food? And he glances over and sees Prey do it so effortlessly. So he like picks it up and tries to do it. He probably spills it all over himself. He's like, all down his sleeve. And he's like, whoops. Oops. Wow. I'm really clumsy.
The two guards next to you kind of look at you and go, well, it ain't good enough for you.
No. I just tried to drink it and I missed my mouth.
And it really is just like that.
Went all the way. Yep. Mm-hmm.
They just kind of like eye each other and they look at you and they go, do you not wish to eat or drink at the feast that you all suggested, to which our Lord has fulfilled on such short notice at your request?
It's really nice. It's just, I mean...
Bloody outsiders.
I'm not... Yeah, exactly. We're outsiders, and I just have heard things about the Fae food.
They just kind of like glare at you, and they look at one another. And this guard will just kind of side-eye and just stand up to go walk over to Helianthus.
Can I be talking to Helianthus when this is happening?
Mm-hmm.
So
Well, actually, I had some questions I wanted to ask you. And just Prayer Samson is going to attempt to engage that within conversation.
This one?
The one that's attempting to walk away, yes.
How do you persuade him to say?
Oh. Well, I actually wanted to talk to you about there's going to be so many new races coming in actually, and there's going to be a lot of cultural misunderstandings such as this, and I just wanted to know what Helianthus' plan was for all of that. And actually, I have a PowerPoint.
You do?
If you could just look at that. So
cool.
Samson
Praeria
would have a PowerPoint, yes.
Praeria, I love you. That is not even roll worthy. So sorry. That is not even roll worthy.
He was very concerned about this.
I want to keep in mind, this isn't a general. I'm sorry, this isn't a soldier. This is a general. So he just kind of looks at you and he continues onward. And he continues onward over to this table.
So I'm mid conversation with Helianthus, and I'm going to ask him the question, or I'm sitting there kind of twirling some food after the conversation we just had. Esper's appearance as she's walking away. I'll say,
yeah, no, I'm fully I'm gonna give Priori a kiss on both cheeks. So sorry to interrupt your meal. Goodbye.
Is there any way I can intercept Esperise as I see her walking? I know she's got special eyes and stuff.
Yeah, if I'm walking across and you just go past me, it's just
that's all I want to do.
Okay.
I just want to walk past. I just want to walk past you and just smile and just give a wink. Just keep walking.
I wink back.
Akron walks past you. Akron, what are you doing? Are you just standing around?
I am blending in. I'm serving.
You're serving people. You walk over to this table. We'll say you're over here serving the people over here at this table. And Esperise, you make your way back to the main table.
So I say to Helianthus, we have gone through much in our first meeting, and look, I know we don't know each other, but it's possible that you knew some people, you knew my people before I was around. So tell me, Helianthus, what can you tell me of my 100 times great Madre?
That was many, many years ago. I'm assuming you mean the queen at the time.
Yes, you have been loyal to me and my family for so many years. Tell me about the last one you knew who wore the crown.
Unfortunately, I never met.
Also, just your father, then.
That would be correct.
How funny it is that we are here doing our family's work. Working together for the good of all the Fae, based on the promises of those we never met. Isn't that wonderful? True Queen and all that. I want to see if I'm gonna inside check him and see what he thinks about that.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not good at inside, but I rolled an 11, so 12.
Yeah, he's hard to read.
Right.
He's hard to read. He just kind of leans back, swishing his wine in his goblet. And, he looks at you and he says, "You're not eating. Does this food not live up to your tastes?"
You know, ever since I got here to the Feywild, I haven't felt hungry. Very nervous, often. If I can be so vulnerable with you now.
That is quite the statement. Why would you suggest a feast?
Helianthus, my lord, I wanted to talk to you. Things got off on such a bad foot. This whole purpose is to speak with you and ensure our continued loyalty in the wars to come. We have to march on Elric's fortress here in the coming days. I understand you've already sent some of your men there. I just wanted to make sure we were on accord after you were gone earlier.
Well, things were left in a pretty nasty state, considering that I came all this way with my army, only to be told I wasn't doing enough. And you told me yourself that you respected those opinions, that instructed I wasn't doing enough.
I'm going to fight the Samson urge to say, so now you're doing less? And I'm going to try to think about what prayer I would say. And I would say, it is a poor leader who does not back up their best men.
He seems impressed by that statement, actually. That's a really good response. And he looks at you and he goes, "That's very well said. However, you think that they are your best men."
Oh, is that the question? Helianthus, you insult me so. They're the people I keep closest to me. How? I think we both know that it's the people you trust the most that are always your best.
That is a good point. I only wish to suggest that perhaps, now that you are back home, it might be wise to surround yourself and trust individuals who know your home, who can help you be reintroduced to it.
Yes. What is the second course that's coming out now?
We'll say it's Go ahead.
Before, like, we've had salad, before the soup comes out and I do my toast, I do want to just message under the table, like, pointing my feet at people or whatever, just doing my somatic components under the table if I can, to Praeria and to Finn, and even to Samson if I can. I might not be able to. I totally understand if I can't, to indicate, to describe to them what Akron looks like, that he's here, dressed as a waiter. He's the one with the mushroom nose. Don't worry about it. And then as they're clearing the salad plates away, I'm sorry, I'm allergic to cruciferous vegetables, but it looks delicious. Unless there's anything else that needs to happen.
I have one more thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
And as I'm pointing this out and this is coming down, I'm going to say, in response to perhaps you surround yourself with others, he's going to say, or I'm going to say, Lord Helianthus, that's why we came to you in the first place. Samir and Samson, they said that that you could help us in this war. And make no mistake, we are winning this. Orixis will fall, and my throne will be mine again. And those who are on our side will be rewarded. And what's best for my people will be what's best for your people too. You want your soldiers on the winning side. And I'm gonna take my plate, I'm gonna pretend to eat again. And I like to think that Praeria would have said this while not looking at him, like doing a little chew, actually put it in his mouth. Put
You
it in
look
her
at
mouth.
him, they see the hatred, so just look away.
Looking at the plate, saying those things like you want your men on the winning side, not looking at him.
How do you pretend to eat, Daniel?
I just chew and don't swallow. Like
You just
know how
you just cheek it?
you just cheek it up a little bit.
Okay.
And then next time you go in, you put it on your fork and you put it back.
She's a furbolg. She might have 4 stomachs.
No.
Okay. All right.
They don't know how we work.
As you say this to him, he kind of make a persuasion check for me.
Natural 9, so 13.
Okay. Okay.
Meals come. Esperis is doing stuff.
Well, I have one thing I want to say. He kind of looks at.
Motherfucker, you got 3 seconds before I'm dinging this fork.
Do you want to interrupt him?
Narratively, if there's something that he needs to say, he can say it, but I will start clanging my fork near the end of that sentence.
Okay. He will ask you, Praeria, if there was one thing you could tell me as to why I should follow you, sacrifice myself and my men, what would it be and why?
Now we get some forks, right?
That's a question the actual Praeria should probably answer, and not a dude pretending to be Praeria.
I can't answer that.
Knows that it's like the business meeting question, like the you're applying for a job. Why should I hire you?
So let me tell you about the situation.
Let me write that down real quick. That there is no response. Okay.
No, not that there's no response. No, there's no response. It's just something else happened before fake Arya could.
This affects DC. Continue.
Cool. Cool. Well, I'm gonna do the thing I told you I was planning on doing, Lauren, so I hope you're ready. Okay.
I'm not, but go ahead. I'm terrified.
Esperise is gonna stand up gingerly after tinging. She assumes also in the Feywild that they do that.
Hello. My apologies for interrupting you all. If I could have the attention of Helianthus, thank you so much for your time, and all of the fine men and women and Fae who are with us this evening. I thought it appropriate, since you have opened your halls to us, you have shown us such graciousness that we might respond in kind with some thanks. And I do apologize, in the material plane, sometimes our toasts are a little bit less succinct than the Fae. You would think that we had your lifespan by the way we talk. But if I could have a moment of your time, it would be much appreciated.
They all quiet, and they look at you. You make a joke, and make a performance check on your joke.
Okay. I do want to say my astrological ability is that I make a good impression on everyone always, no matter what.
Okay.
But
So
Wait, what?
that is my astrological ability. We rolled it.
Okay, then in that case, they do all kind of like laugh at your joke about the mortals dying very quickly and all that stuff, and they just
I will win the social encounter mechanically if I have to.
Well, I want to begin by saying that I admire you all so very much, and I was so excited that the Ritanawe family and us who work for them are able to have the opportunity to work alongside Helianthus, the military strategist, and his own forces. I admire all of you, each as individual generals and your men, very much. And I am thankful that I've had the opportunity, however brief, to speak to Helianthus himself this evening. There is a question that has been weighing heavily on my mind as of late, ever since myself and my companions came to the Feywild, that I had the opportunity to ask Helianthus his own opinion on. And this is the idea of purpose. You know? Why am I here at dinner in this beautiful dress? Why are you all here? Why did you come all the way to the estate of Samson, Martis? And why did myself and my people come to the Feywild at all? What is the purpose that drives us? And Helianthus said something that I'm sure won't surprise any of you, but I myself found very inspiring. He said, what drives his actions is brotherhood. The companionship that he feels with all of you, each of his generals, each of his soldiers. He feels a debt to you, a relationship to you that he must fulfill as a leader. And I find this absolutely beautiful. You know? I can say for myself personally and my companions, we were also driven here by fraternity, by brotherhood. And my dear companion, and he will gesture to Prearia, to fake Arya, Prearia Ritanawe of the House of Ritanawe, rightful queen of the Gloaming Court. We came to the Feywild originally because her family, her mother and father and all of her royal siblings, had been taken by the Shade Witch Elrixis, had been kidnapped from their homes of hiding in the material plane where they had been forced into hiding all those years ago, taken back into the prison and bent, tortured, experimented upon until their wills were no longer their own, where their wills were bent to the Shade Witch, where this person, this being, had decided that she had some right to their bodies, to their souls, to the point that they had no more control over their own eyes. And when we come to this, of course, myself and my companions, we liberated them. And it was the right thing to do. And I am proud that we have done it. And then we go, very recently, I'm sure you hear of our success at the estate of Elrixis, of the Shade Witch. We come there because many things, but one, we hear of the innocent free Fae who were captured there, men, women, children, chained again to the will of Elrixis, the Shade Witch. They were forced to act upon against their own best interests due to a petty tyrant who believed that she had more of a right to their bodies and souls than they themselves did. And we had a victory, and I am so proud that these people were liberated and we were able to give them a new life, because when I come here, to the Feywild, my ancestral home, which I had never had the chance to visit before, I see so many brave, free Fey, men, women, and children whose lives are their own, whose wills are their own, and it fills me with such hope. And to see it bent under Elrixis, it is so very painful to me. And I am so happy that we get to make this path of liberation, that we might be able to protect all of you and the freedom that you hold in yourselves. And this is why there was no small level of dismay when I heard that Helianthus, in all his wisdom, decided that Prearia was not someone that your military wanted to follow, that this path of liberation was not one that you wanted to follow at this point. And of course, we must respect his military acumen, but of course, in our hearts, we must feel dismayed that we are losing the brilliance and the prowess of his military due to a difference of opinion, or what we heard at the time is that there might have been an ego issue in the way. And of course, we must come to make sure that egos are soothed and that Ilianthus is able to make decisions that will protect his people and will allow them to live their lives according to their own best benefit. And we have great joy that today, with a gesture of goodwill, he is willing to overlook our slight and again make the best decisions for all of you. As he has said, you are his primary reason of leadership. And I'm so glad that his decision, at least now, does reflect that. I have spent personally so long thinking of my purpose in my entire life that there must be some reason, that my mother suffered, that I am here at all. I have bent myself before every god and every goal that would have me. But God, no respite with Rambles or laughing with Levi. Gods are small. Gods are singular. And I have looked in the face of hate and I have thought, this is it. Punishment. That is my purpose. Divine punishment to make him suffer for the things that he has done. But my purpose is larger than any one person. As I'm sure it is for you as well. Your purpose does not lie with Helianthus of this court, it lies with your fellow brothers, as he has stated. My purpose lies with the free people, who would have their bodies and minds bent to petty tyrants who believe they have more of a right to them than the individuals do. All of you are free. And I am here for you. I am here for Luden Archbane and Finlay Thorin and Preara Rithnawe and her family. I am here for the free people.
Esperise is going to say something more, but I want to do a quick insight check to see if this long-ass speech, if people are my direction or not before she starts lobbing insults.
Give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
I have something that I'd like to say while Esperise is making this persuasion check. And while I assume Helianthus is putting daggers into Esperise's eyes, I'm gonna lean over Asprearia, and I'll say, because he asked me, just to clarify, he asked me, why should I follow you, right? That's what he asked me?
Essentially.
Okay. So I'm gonna lean over, I'll whisper in his ear, I'll say, because when we started this journey, she would have burnt every Fae alive till they were ash. And here she is, saving all of your lives because I asked her to. And then I'll lean back to where I was and listen to the rest of Esperise's speech.
I got a 21. I'm going to use Favored by the Gods to make it a 26.
Okay.
I want to get a vibe check on, do I feel like the military is on my side before I do things that are a little bit more confrontational?
You, Elianthus is, just watching you like a hawk and just shooting daggers at you. You see fake Praeria, whatever we're calling the fake Praeria. Kind of lean over and begin to whisper in Elianthus's ear, and you can't hear what she's saying. The guards are kind of like looking at one another and then back at Elianthus. At this point, if you take a pause, Elianthus will speak up.
If he starts to stand, I'm going to cut him off. I am here for the family Ritanawe, rightful rulers of the Gloaming Court. I am here for Avriel of this very court, who is dragged here magically to grovel before a father who could not earn his respect in any other way. And I am here for Eurydice Anthea, bound here eternally, as her daughter, Asperis Anthea, who will liberate those who are chained. Thank you so much for the dinner.
He stands up, hearing this. His face is hard, and he looks very tense, and he just kind of like digs his fingers into the wood of this table, looking at his men, and just his fey presence. You begin to see kind of like this glow in his eyes and all around him. His wings flare out behind him, and you see this armor that's kind of laced along the side of his wings that look like daggers. And he looks at you, Esperis. He doesn't look at fake Arya. And he says, "They've given me much to think about. You all are dismissed. The feast is over. Escort our guests back to their rooms." And the guards look amongst themselves, stand up, and they begin to leave. And the servants just kind of usher you. The two guards kind of alongside of you begin to stand, and they gesture to escort you back.
Is Avriel anywhere in this room?
No. Not that you can see.
Asperis has said her piece. She's gonna look to what everybody else wants to do right now. She just wanted to try to talk to the generals and make him look like shit. She feels pretty good about it, but do we want to do anything else?
Yeah, can we make an insight check on how the guards are looking, how they're feeling after that?
What does Ludin see?
Ludin, while you're out and about, just kind of like circling, you do see a set of guards kind of move while all of this is taking place. You see a set of guards begin moving around the edge of the pergola, and they're kind of standing there looking amongst themselves as if waiting.
Okay. Ludin's been already in action. If anything starts to pop off, he's firing at these guards, but he's ready in action to fire 2 fire arrows right into the pergola. And setting the whole thing on fire. Like, he has no idea what is going on. All he sees is movement, and he is freaking out at this point. Just let you know.
Okay. They wait. They have their hands on their hilt. They look like they're waiting for an order. Kind of looking amongst themselves, and then you see guards begin to exit the tent. And they just kind of like relax their grip on their hilts, and they look amongst each other as if they're caught off guard by whatever is happening. And
you can keep circling then.
You see these guards begin to leave, the generals begin to leave. They begin making their way back to the camp. Some of them, of course, are staying near the entrance, the higher ranked officials, it looks like. And you watch on the other side as your friends are escorted from the tent as well. And it looks like they're being... Go ahead.
You leaving?
Yeah. I'm leaving too, but I'm a stand up, of course. And I wanna get this. I'm gonna there's like the little piece of food. I'm gonna pull it out and put it on the table, just to right in front of him, just so he sees, right? And then does he give any kind I'm right there beside Helianthus. I stand up, obviously. I'm Praeria. I'm significantly taller than this man. Does he give any kind of deferential bow? He hasn't done so yet, not since we were in the estate. Does he give any kind of deferential bow before we leave? Like even like I'm looking for the bare minimal eyes fall a little bit, maybe like a slight head tilt.
He would give
not like a bow, but like just a little like any kind of like simple little gesture.
I think he would give you a eyes tilt, very subtle, like that.
Like a quick downward glance.
Very quick.
I'm currently the queen. I give nothing back, obviously, except maybe like a head tilt, a smile, and then I follow my friends.
Okay. He looks furious. As you are all escorted out, you watch as Avriel is escorted into the tent. It looks actually as you would have been leaving, you would have seen Elianthus kind of lean over to one of the guards sitting next to him, and that guard would have left, and you would see Avriel coming back with these guards.
If Avriel is brought back in, unless the party stops me in some way, Esprit is going to pardon me just a moment. She's not leaving. If Avriel is being brought back in front of his father, what is he going to do if I refuse to leave? He can't hurt me.
I thought Avriel was following us. Is he not?
Mm-mm.
No, Avriel is being brought before his father. I'm going to just stay there in the tent.
Okay, so just to be clear, Ludin sees a bunch of guards go to the thing, then they put down their weapons. Another guard has walked off, brought out Avriel, and starts to walk in. His friends start to come out and then go back in. I just want to know if this is what I need to figure out how I'm responding to all of this stuff going on with no information.
Well, I think that if Avriel's being led in, Esprit probably sees him before she starts to go out and stops, right?
Yeah, I don't think I would have fully left the pergola. Does that make sense, Lauren? I don't know exactly what the staging is.
You wouldn't have on the time it would have taken for the guard to go to the house and get him. You would have seen him being brought down from some stairs.
So we would have the guard left when we left, and then he had to walk.
He had to walk all the way to the house.
He had to walk
up 3
5 or 10
flights of
minutes.
stairs.
Okay, I mean, if Esprit sees it happening, she knows they can't do anything to her. So she's gonna go back to the tent where her dad and Avriel are. Unless the party tells her not to do it. That's her brother. She's not leaving him.
I think if Reese headed back, Finn would probably follow. But I would like to still see, even if it's a passive insight, I would like to scout around and see if there are guards who are looking less than sure after that speech, if they are kind of unsettled by it.
They look like they have something to think about.
Okay.
That's probably the most you would a surface read.
Quite a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Samson will just be looking at the guards set up, scouting exits, entries, windows, that kind of thing.
So do you guys go back too?
Yeah, where is everybody?
I feel like
choice? They're escorting us back.
I need to know.
Yeah, let's go down. I think Akron had something he wanted to say he was doing, so why don't we go?
I was gonna say, yeah. If I see Avriel, then I would try to stick around too. I wouldn't. I was gonna ask what are the servants doing as everyone's
the servants.
Oh yeah, I'll fully talk to a guard and say I have a chaperone and gesture to Akron as the waiter here. He can watch me.
The guard's gonna be that weren't orders. Let's go.
Let's see where everybody else is before I respond to that, because I'm going to start causing problems here in a second. Samson, where are you at? I mean, fake Aria, where are you?
Fake Aria.
My understanding is that we all made it back to Chimney Room. And then
Did we all go back to Chimney Room and then they went and got Avriel?
That's my understanding. Is that
You
right?
would have,
Lauren?
yes. Like again, like what I'm trying to say, the amount of time it would have taken to go get Avriel, go up 3 flights of stairs, then go back 3 flights of stairs down, you guys would have left the tent and would have been back. You would have seen him through like the glass of the greenhouse coming back down.
We would have been fully back before he got out the front door. I thought this was like at the same time.
No.
So if that's the case, okay, good.
So we're all back, and
Okay, so I
Espery's
can't do anything.
It sounds like Espery's brought Akron with us. Did that happen as well? Or no?
I don't understand the timeline at this point, so we can.
Yeah, Lauren, start us off here. So everyone, Elianthus dismissed everyone, right?
Yes.
Everyone left, and after everyone left, we saw through the lattice of the fancy gazebo. I don't know what that word is. We saw conservatory.
It's like a sunroom.
We apparently got all the way back to the cell before Avriel got out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I don't think I
about
can.
the pergola where y'all are.
So I'll point. So if I'm fake Aria, I'm gonna point at Avriel and I'll say, Avriel's been caught by gods. Can anyone call him?
We can see him at this point?
He's walking.
Okay. What should I say? Like, just, hey, like...
Ask him what's happening.
Okay. Avriel, what's happening? We're back in the chimney place.
I told you to go.
You know that's not going to happen without you, right?
I don't want anything to happen to Esperys.
I mean, neither do I, but she makes her own decisions, man. That's not on me. And she's got her mind made up. So the best you can do right now is help us help you.
All I know is that he wants to see me. Doesn't sound like he's in a good mood.
No, I'm pretty sure we all knew that much. Anything else you can...
That's all I know is he wants to speak with me.
All right, we'll do what we can. Thanks.
Right.
How far is it to? Because he's on. I guess he's on his way to talk to him now.
Mm-hmm.
How much could we intercept him at all? I want to try a thing, but if we don't have time, then I gotta do it.
Sure. I mean, he's got 2 guards escorting him. You could leave. You could technically leave the house and.
Well, I was gonna say because like we're the only ones in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't had a disguise. Can I just disguise myself as a guard and walk out there and be like, change of plans? He wants to meet him at this area. So obviously, I do better than that. And then
make an intelligence check.
Fantastic.
So has Akron let them know where I am, or am I? Because I'm still circling.
Yeah, I filled everyone in. If there's time, I definitely filled everyone in.
Like, because.
Yeah, we had like a 10-minute walk back to the conservatory, so.
You said intelligence check?
What did Finn tell us?
Yes, intelligence.
So Finn will turn to the party and just say...
16.
Oh, I don't want to interrupt anything.
You walked in as a servant with guards. They know exactly how many people are in this building and who is in this building.
Okay, all right.
You can't walk out. I mean, you could, but you get the sense that they're gonna know right away that
they're gonna get that something's up. Well, I mean, because I was thinking like if wasn't nobody around, we could. Okay, that's fine.
This entire house is completely surrounded.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So what did Finn say to us?
So Finn turned to the others and he said, so all Avriel knows right now is that he's being called by his father. And I don't know, I guess we should probably try to be in there.
Yeah, I'm going right now, actually.
I'm fully gonna just open the doors of the conservatory and just walk past the guards.
We have the chimney.
I was gonna go. They don't have to. I might even close the doors behind me. The rest of the party can go in a way that's more sneaky. I am even attempting to be ostentatious about this.
They definitely. Hey, you can't leave. Get back in your room.
I'm
Right,
her
what are you
escort,
going to do
right?
to me?
So I'd go in with her, or like slightly after.
So you're a servant, and you're just trailing behind her.
Yeah.
Okay. They
Well,
definitely.
didn't she say in the other place she was like, this dude's.
What do I see?
You see all this, Luden? Esperis has got a servant trailing behind her. The two guards that are by this door, they're just like, "Hey, yeah, back in the room." What do you do?
Okay.
I need to speak to my brother.
Right now, he's been sent to speak to Helianthus.
That makes complete sense. I am going to be there also.
We've been instructed to make sure that you stay here for now.
I understand that. What will you do if I don't do that?
I'd rather not have to use any force.
Understand completely. I don't want to use force against you either. What I said before in the tent is true. I care about each and every one of you, and I want you to be free. And right now, in that tent, my brother is not free. Do you understand?
Make a persuasion check.
I know I'm being very intense right now. I'm sorry. 29. This is my brother, and I'm very stressed out. I'm sorry.
He leans in and he goes, "Listen, I know Avriel is your brother. Obviously, it didn't come into light until quite recently when, you said who you were. And I think that what you said did pull a nerve. I don't think that Elianthus would ever hurt his son. He'd never hurt him. And the way you've left things, I really think you ought to let it settle. Minds can be changed. He wants to speak to your son, and he wants to speak to this highest generals. Let him do so. You've come this far, and I respect that. I respect the words you spoke. But there is a reason why he's speaking to Avriel, and he's gathering his top generals. Honestly, we had planned to kill you. And that didn't happen. The food was poisoned. Not with something that would stop your heart, of course, but would have made you fall asleep. And Praeria, she would have fallen unconscious as well. But your words prevented that from happening. Something has changed. And that took a lot for me to tell you that, I tell you. You're being honest with me. I'm being honest with you. And the other guard next to him looks really uncomfortable now. Which, with your passive insight, you get the sense, yeah, he's not lying. Like, the other guard's like, holy shit. Why did you tell her that?
Reese,
And hurt me.
this is what you wanted, isn't it? This is what we wanted. This is what we came here for. Was to change their minds. We thought it was impossible. Let's see how it plays out.
But he can hurt him. He can hurt him. He can't hurt me.
Elianthus would never hurt Avriel. Avriel is stubborn to what Elianthus wants, but he would never hurt Avriel.
Avriel is scared that you'll get hurt, Esperis. That's what he's scared of, not for his own safety.
And this was a very high persuasion check, and he just kind of looks at you, like the guard looks at you, and like there's an understanding there, like he gets it. Like this is not just some soldier. This is someone of higher rank, not quite the highest, rank that Helianthus is speaking to now. But he's standing there and he's looking at you and he is genuine.
I'm very sorry. I will go sit with the buttercup.
Don't apologize.
There.
The guard kind of stands there and he takes a dagger at his side and holds it out to you. Blade in his hand, handle facing you. And Samson, you're behind. You know, for a general, someone in a high rank, he is showing a sign of respect by giving his weapon. And he holds it out to you.
Thank you.
And he just kind of like nods his head. Now, consent for some servants, whatever will make you more comfortable.
We want to be updated about Avriel, right?
And like the other guard's like, I've already said so much. And he's just like, I'll handle it. The other guard looks like the other guard looks scared, but this one that you're speaking to now.
As priest, we'll thank the more official one once again and head back in and kind of deflate like a balloon.
They gingerly shut the door behind you, and you hear the guard that was kind of freaking out. He just kind of lets out a very like, whew, like he was holding his breath, and there's just kind of like a clap, like a clap on the back, like, hey, get it together, and it gets quiet.
About that, can anyone tell Luden what's going on?
Ludin, you see this entire...
I will going up and down the entire time. Like, he has no idea where he's aiming. He's just like, what? Please help me.
I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna cast. I'll use my Zodiac stuff. I'll cast Sending back to Ludin. I say, back in the chimney room. Things are tense. There was an attempted murder, but they called it off. Stay in formation. And then I'm going to take my water skin. I'm just kind of like, I'm going to go sit down, but sit beside Esperis where she is. I'm going to pour a little bit of water just on the ground, just so it pulls up right there beside Esperis, and I'm going to cast Scry. I'm going to Scry on Avriel. And, we can't hear anything. We don't know what's exactly happening in there. But while he's in a conversation with Helianthus, I'll scry on him. I'll cast a spell again if I can. if I need to extend it, but we can't hear anything. We can't, it's hard for us to kind of tell what's happening at all, but we will put eyes on him while he's there to make sure that he is safe.
Your response from Luden will be, okay, if there are lots of guards coming to you, an arrow is coming down that chimney. Be prepared.
Stand by.
Yeah. So, Luden will stay flying around, I guess.
Breeze will crowd up against fake Arya's shoulder and like a very wilted big yellow buttercup with her whole big old fucking skirt, looking embarrassed and upset and terrified and very angry, and just crowd in, look down into your little scry puddle.
Like Samson is just gonna come and kind of hug Esbreeze's back. You did amazingly.
Before I had the complete meltdown, but before the meltdown I did okay.
You did much better than I would have done.
Before the meltdown, you basically changed everything.
Yes, did that guard say he was going to kill us?
Yes.
He did say that
part
The
too.
food was poisoned, which I think we already knew, but still, they tried to poison us. What the heck?
To be fair, they didn't invite us in. They didn't technically invite us. We were like, hey, we're here. So
I feel like not enough reason for poison, but
maybe for you.
could have just not had dinner.
But I think that the guards, just judging by that one that talked to us, I think they're starting to be on our side.
Yeah.
They were still going to poison us, so I'm not exactly ecstatic.
That was before the speech.
Yeah, and from what we heard down in the taverns and things, they had been told that, we were dead, or we were killing people, or they just, fake news.
So easily swayed, but I guess as long as they're blowing our direction today.
Mm-hmm. Look, we came here to change their minds. We came here to get the army. I think we have a pretty good chance of this.
Fine.
Well, I think if he wanted to kill us, then he would have tried then. I don't think he would have succeeded, but he would have tried. And since he didn't try, I think it means he isn't. So that's all good things.
Samson, as you scry, you see he has his 6 top generals, and you see Elianthus just kind of pacing back and forth within this beautiful canopy of flowers, and Avriel's just kind of standing there with his arms crossed, and his mouth kind of hangs open to the side, as he's kind of narrowing his eyes, looking at his father. And Elianthus is talking very quickly, and he kind of throws his arms up every now and then, and some of his generals kind of look at him and they respond, and then he looks at his generals and he responds back and they nod, and then some of them shake their head no, and it seems like there's a bit of a debate at hand, and they are all discussing what steps to take next. I think that is where we will stop tonight's session.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone!
How are we doing?
I don't know. It was just
That's
quiet.
just our thing now.
Oh my goodness.
I think that is where we will stop tonight's. I just want to say to everyone, that persuasion check on the men, the DC was 25 with your favored by the gods. Made it a 26.
I'm so proud of us. Look at us talking.
Initially, I started the D's as your speech went on. The speech started at a 35, and as your speech went on, I was like, all right, 30. And near there, I was like, all right. 25. Let's see. Like, as your speech went on, the DC got lower and lower. And I'm like, oh, dang, this is a really good speech. And then I was like, all right, 25. And then you rolled a 21, and I was just like, I think you can see me. I'm just kind of like, I just kind of do this for a moment. And you go, okay, I'm favored by the gods, so that makes it a 26. And I'm like, okay.
That's why I'm so stressed out. Okay, it's cool. Everything's fine. You're not murdering my brother as soon as I exit the scene. I was so convinced. Like, and April's gonna fucking die.
I felt you was like, she's really in this moment right now. Just, I gotta bring her back down. I gotta bring her back down.
I appreciate it. I'm sorry for getting so tense.
No, it was beautiful. I think everyone in chat felt like, don't you fuck with my brother! I will murder you all! I think everyone felt it.
Okay, good. Thank you. I'm glad he's not dead.
All right, so let me thank everyone this evening before we close out. Thank you, Danielle and Noaf again, that resub for tier 1 for 20 whole months. It's a 20-month streak. Thank you so much. Mac gifted a tier 1 sub as well. Chaotic Bunny for the raid of 5 viewers. Thank you so much. We appreciate you following us this evening. If you enjoyed our show, please consider supporting us with a follow or a sub so that we can keep bringing you amazing content like this. If you enjoyed this particular show, you can find us back here on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time every Monday. We also have two other shows now, I'm about to say. On Wednesdays, we have our Iron Valor show where we play through Wizards of the Coast modules. We are currently playing through Wild Beyond the Witchlight, where you can see Deanna. She is the DM. You can also see Danny and Raina in that show as well. And then, of course, that show's a little different. You can actually participate and be a part of the show. If you are watching this entire evening, you've been earning Valor tokens. What are Valor tokens? That means you get to participate. You can offer the players luck. You can curse the DM. You can bless the party. And you can just be a part of the game on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Friday, we're actually the return of Short Rest, where we play video games, we chill, we just chat and hang out with you guys. That is Friday. I think I said it 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Central Standard. What did I say? I said it earlier. I don't want to tell you the wrong thing. But that is Fridays. That is Short Rest. We just chill. It is actually the return of Short Rest. Short Rest was kind of on a hiatus for a little while, but it has come back. So we're very excited about it. We hope that you will join us on Friday as well. It is pulling it up now, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So you can join us Friday for that.
Short Rest?
Yes.
Short Rest is going to be at 8:30 Eastern, 8 or 7:30 Central Standard Time.
7:30?
Yes, we're going to do 7:30. We're changing the times around a little bit. 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. James and I are going to be releasing some fun, free homebrew content. Homebrew content for Elden Ring, so you guys can find that. We'll be putting it all over the socials and all that stuff. Probably be on D&D Beyond as well. But we're going to be releasing some fun stuff for Elden Ring, and James and I are going to be killing something that will probably kill us a bunch more times. But we'll call it a W for being 1 and 13. So,
other than that, we hope you enjoyed us this evening. We are going to send you guys on a raid to continue to spread the love in this wonderful community. So please stick with us as we raid. It looks like we're going to be raiding Scabby Rooster. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Other than that, we will see you beautiful, beautiful people next Monday for some more Fate's End. I hope you had a happy Easter weekend if you celebrate, or just had a great weekend in general. We love you all, and we will see you all next time. Bye, guys!